just so real. Already know exactly how you feel. See the head, not like seeing a steeple. You damn well know they're one of the people. Nobody breaks us, nobody made us, and no one can take this cause we got their fix. We are the people, we are the people, we are the people, don't mess with this. Let's go.
Good morning. It is Patrick and the people. We are back, man.
What is up, everybody?
It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. I'm telling you. Here to my left, you know him. You love him. If you like electricity, and who doesn't?
Yeah, that's
he
right.
can do it. He can light you up. It's
I like
Bundy.
that. I like that intro.
That's right. Bundy Electric. Get you some if you need it. And
Yeah.
to my right, here you go. The Bruce Buffer of Little Rock. What's going on, my brother? How are you, Rich?
I'm doing great. I've had a spectacular weekend.
Yeah.
It's, dude, like normally the end of the year slows down for me, and it is just ramping right back up. We're ready.
Hey, that's great news, man. That
Yeah.
is awesome,
We
man.
had I announced this last weekend up at Wrestling with Pride up there in Oil Trough. So had a good event up there. Shout out to everybody there.
Well, and my understanding from the streets, my friend, is that you've been nominated for Announcer of the Year in the Mid-South.
Yeah, actually, just yesterday I found that out.
That's great news, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, dude.
yeah,
Going
nominated.
past Little Rock, past Arkansas.
We're actually, it's nominated for Best Announcer / Commentator in the Mid-South.
That's amazing,
Nice.
man. That is great. Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
congrats.
Thank you.
That's
Congrats.
awesome, man. That's great.
I gotta ask you, because while I was out at my event and all weekend long, man, I've heard people ask me, "Was Patrick okay?" I saw him fly out of his shoes, man. Is he all right?
My shoe, I did fly out of it, didn't I, man? I tell you what, that dude picked me up. I didn't think up was going to stop. I just kept going up, man. You know, it felt like it took forever to go up, but boy, it took no time to get down. And then his big ass was jumping on top of me, man.
Oh, yeah.
He had to go for the pin, man. He had to,
no,
you know.
I got him. I got his number now.
You got to
Thinking about
finish.
that, we may. I brought it just so you can see, because I believe at the Arkin Brawl on the 21st,
25th.
25th, sorry, 25th. Yep, January 25th.
That's right.
You may get a chance to compete for it.
No, I am competing
Oh,
for it.
right.
No,
Are ya?
it's a done deal. No, I told him the other day. No, I'm not playing around.
Papers or
I
something.
wanted you to see what you were going for. This
Yeah,
is,
no,
this is
I'm.
the
It's going to be
Vapor
mine.
City
I'm taking it.
Dude, that
That's
thing
my
looks
belt.
sharp. That
It
looks
is.
sharp.
Hold on,
You
look at
want
this.
to check it out, man?
Yeah,
Go
for
it.
sure.
Look,
And,
look how heavy it is, knocking everything down.
Man, it even made it last night. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I happened to stumble across this podcast, and they've joined it. They've commented on ours before.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
called Dads After Dark.
Yeah. Good people.
Yeah, so I hopped in there, and I was like, hey, it's Rich from Patrick and the People. And they were like, oh, my God, hey, how's it going? We saw him get slammed through a table, man. So,
That's great,
like,
man.
that is everywhere.
Well, my pain, your gain. What's going on with you, man? What's
Man,
new?
we've just been busy. I will say we did watch the table slam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At home, yeah, it was good. It was a good watch. I told y'all I was on the page with you, Patrick. I was like, I don't know if this guy's gonna be able to pick him up.
Yeah, no, I was catching.
Yeah, absolutely no problem picking him up.
No, he
Slamming
seemed to
him
have
through that
zero
table.
issues
Yeah,
whatsoever
for
with
sure.
doing that. No, he handled that just fine,
Yeah.
I think.
No, it was a fun watch.
They were impressed, though, man. Like, no warning, no warm-up. You just
this
you
is
got
magic,
lifted,
baby.
and you took it, man.
Yeah,
You-
let's
That's what we do, man.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I mean, what are you talking about? That's just what we do.
All right.
All right, let's talk about who's outrun the Grim Reaper here. Kenneth Branagh is 64. You probably know him from Thor and lots of other things. Emmanuel Shariki from Entourage is 49. She was also in You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Let's see. Nia Peoples is 63. Raven Simone is 39. Meg White is 50. She stepped away from music since the White Stripes disbanded back in 2011. Chef Bobby Flay is 60. And that's all of those. So let's get into news that you might be interested in. Hey, this is cool. Today is National Lager Day. It's beer day.
Woohoo.
Oh,
Not
nice.
exactly. I mean, lager is a type of German beer that is, well, we talked about it a little bit yesterday with Theron from Stone's Throw because they have some great lager there. But it's bottom fermented, lightly hopped, usually stored for at least 3 weeks after brewing before it's served. So it's different than ale. It's a vast difference in the aroma and all of that. But yeah, check out Stone's Throw. They are great. If you have not had they've got a lot of different beers. I think they've got 14 beers on tap.
Oh wow.
Yeah, not to count just the other ones, but now they've got they just reopened their kitchen and they have Slater's Alaskan dumplings that's running it, and that is good stuff, man. If you hadn't had that, they've got all kinds of sauces for the dumplings.
Where are they located?
They're at Stone's Throw.
Stone's Throw. Where is that?
It's downtown. I'll get you the
Okay.
exact
Yeah,
address
yeah.
on that, the
Check 'em
exact
out.
street address. Yeah. But man, they're great. Check them out. Okay. Let me get back to what we were doing. I sidetracked my damn self.
With the beer talk.
Yeah. Well, beer will do that to you. A number of aftershocks have been reported after a 5.8 earthquake struck northern Nevada. The epicenter of that quake was 14 miles outside a town called Yerington. Felt as far away as the Bay Area in California, where last week a 7.0 earthquake caused quite a bit of disruption and short-lived tsunami warning when they told everybody to evacuate, and then 30 minutes later they went, "Oh wait, don't do that."
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
This was just a test.
A number of Americans who believe health care coverage is the government's responsibility is rising. A Gallup poll Monday release said 62% of Americans think the government is responsible for ensuring everyone has coverage. That's the highest mark in more than a decade. In 2013, 42% felt that way. In 2006, it was 69%. So it is down a little bit from that. Let me just ask, should the government be responsible for providing health care?
No.
You don't think so?
No. You said how many people? 69%?
62%.
62% of people are also stupid.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
no, really. Like, I learned this lesson back when I was actually in broadcasting college.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, even if, okay, great. Government takes care of everybody's health insurance.
Yeah.
Who do you think's paying for it?
Well, you're going to pay for it no
Yeah.
matter what.
Out of your taxes. So
Right.
you're paying, you're already paying for it now.
Okay. So,
And I think it's a lot cheaper than what's going to be paying if you're paying what'd you say? Australians pay 70% of their tax?
70%. Now, here's the other thing that concerns me is I've seen what the government approves and doesn't approve.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not
that's the
sure
issue.
that I want them to decide
Right.
what health care I should or shouldn't get.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that I trust them with that. They haven't given me any reason to trust them. I'm not sure why people want to trust them so badly.
Yeah, I feel like that's my take. Whether they're responsible to provide it or not, I don't know. But will I rely on them too? Probably not.
I don't want
Probably
to.
not. I'm not gonna.
No, I don't.
Rely on them for.
I would rather not rely on them for anything
Yeah,
at all.
Exactly.
All right. The Netflix comedy special, Jamie Foxx, What Happened Was, is streaming now. And folks know the actor's medical emergency now was a brain bleed that led to a stroke. He said April 11th, he was having a bad headache. Said, I asked my boy for an aspirin. I realized quickly when you're in a medical emergency, your boys don't know what they have to do. Before I could get the aspirin, I went out. I don't remember, 20 days.
Wow.
On waking, he spilled he was in a wheelchair and told he couldn't walk. He's taking full advantage, he said, of a second chance. But, I have to wonder, and maybe it's not, but I have to wonder, was it related to the vaccine?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Has there been?
Well, there'd been conversation about that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is true. I
Right,
just
right.
wonder if that had any bearing on it. Let's see. Another person, you remember alternative rocker Matthew Sweet? He's giving fans an update on his health. He suffered a stroke.
Ooh.
In a new GoFundMe campaign, he thanked his supporters, said he's lived through the day where he realized he may never play guitar again, but he does still want to make music. He's got a lot of support on his GoFundMe, so that was launched to cover his medical expenses. He's been unable to tour, as you could imagine. Gypsy Rose has finalized her divorce from Ryan Anderson after their brief marriage, which apparently started in July of 2022 when she was still in prison and ended 3 months after she got out. I don't know much about her. I don't like
was
watching
that?
her talk.
Yeah.
She has a very annoying voice to me. Yeah. Police in Altoona, Pennsylvania arrested the suspect yesterday in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. That suspect, Luigi Mangione, is 26-year-old grad of UP. University of Pennsylvania, both a bachelor and master's in computer science engineering. He was arrested after a customer at McDonald's recognized him. He had handwritten material with him, which the NYPD chief of detectives said showed he had bad feelings toward corporate America. Late last night, Manhattan prosecutor filed several charges against him that included murder. He just, I don't know what happened here.
We were just
It's a
talking about this
wild
before.
String of events.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guy had someone that he loved dearly die because
Right.
maybe
just-
the healthcare didn't approve it, but otherwise it doesn't add up.
But it doesn't, even that doesn't make sense. Like, because I was just, like I said, we were talking about this a little earlier, and I still stand by that. Like, there is this guy, you were mentioning his resume. He's got a bachelor's in
Well,
computer science and everything?
he graduated top of his class in high
Right.
school. He gave the valedictorian speech. He was among the top of his class at University of Pennsylvania, where he has a bachelor and master's in a not liberal arts field.
Right, but
You know what I
I'm
mean?
just, I don't know. It seems to me like he has, even if it was a sick family member or something,
Yeah.
it seems like he has the resources just normally
Yeah.
to be able to help out that
Well,
person
to-
or go pay for
yeah,
something or
to-
slide a
to
doctor,
start
you
it.
know, yeah.
Start a campaign,
Right.
an online campaign.
Here,
anything.
okay, I'll,
Yeah.
donate the new wing to the hospital and you save my, great,
Yeah.
great, great niece, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's so weird.
It's an interesting.
that just
string of
doesn't make
events.
sense that I'm calling a cover up.
Yeah, you think this is maybe that for whatever reason he said, yeah, I'll smoke this guy if you do X, Y, Z for me.
Right.
I don't even think this guy did it. I think it was a professional. It sounds to me, everything, like even you said, the bullets were inscribed and stuff.
Yeah,
That's like some professional next
like
level
some John Wick stuff.
And
Isn't it?
you're right. And this dude was just hanging out,
he
waiting all day.
Yeah, and not,
Nobody said anything.
and he was pretty recognizable.
Right. And all of a
Right. I
sudden,
mean, he got caught
yeah,
at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude tripped up and gets caught at McDonald's eating a McDouble.
In Pennsylvania.
I'm not buying it.
All
I'm
right.
not buying it.
After not being able to agree on a unanimous verdict on the second-degree manslaughter against Daniel Penny in the death of Jordan Neely, that charge dismissed by the judge. In doing so, that allowed the jury to deliberate on a second charge of negligent homicide. Yesterday, they returned that verdict not guilty. There were plenty of people upset with the verdict, and now they're going to try to pursue him civilly and get money from him, which is unfortunate because I think, look, the guy did everything based on everything I've seen, everything I've read, everything I've looked at. He did everything in his power not to kill this guy, just to keep him subdued. And I think extenuating circumstances, the guy did die. But look, if you get on the subway and you start threatening everyone around me and saying, I'm going to die today, I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's cause for alarm.
I mean, if that happened on an airplane,
Yeah,
they
come
would
on.
strap your ass to the chair and
Yeah.
everybody would
Right.
cheer you. But because it's on the subway, now
Right.
he's a bad guy,
Yeah.
and what was he supposed to do? Let him go and get up and kill him? Come on, man. I
Right.
mean, it doesn't even make sense. It's just so weird. That's why I don't live in New York. I don't want to live in New York. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy got a letter signed by the mayors of 21 towns in his state demanding action on the drones that have been spotted flying over since mid-November. The mayors called for a full investigation into the drones to determine origin, purpose, compliance, and applicable regulations to figure out what's going on. Why hadn't they smoked one of these out of the sky yet?
So I read yesterday that they were SUV size.
That's what I read too.
Yeah,
I saw they were
really?
SUV size. That's
Well,
nothing
actually-
small.
No.
I mean, you
not
got
at all.
basically cars flying through
Yeah.
the sky, and you don't know who's sending them or
Who it
why.
is, or
I'm going to smoke one of them
Right.
for sure
I'm gonna
and
find out.
see what's going on. I mean, I can't believe that they must not have good old boys in New
Right,
Jersey.
right.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you what, let some of those start flying over here and see if something don't hit them.
Right.
Yeah, I guarantee some of these good old boys are going to pull out something and get them. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, free target practice.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. If TikTok's going down, it's going down swinging, at least legally. The company requested an emergency pause of the law that would ban the app January 19th if it hadn't been sold by then. In the court filing asking for the pause, they said the break would give the Supreme Court time to decide if it should review the law. The company also argued in its filing that a delay would give the new administration, which takes over one day after the ban goes into effect, time to decide what it wants to do about it. A federal appeals court had already rejected TikTok's attempt to overturn the law on First Amendment grounds. The last thing California needs, more wildfires, but the danger of new blazes popped up again. They said Southern California is fire conditions are really good, and they need to be very careful. They've got wind gusts up to 60 to 80 miles an hour. Let's see what else. Tokyo, the fertility rate is at a record low, so the Tokyo government is going to do something to help get it back up. Starting in April, the government will put a 4-day work week into place for employees. That move is meant to give working mothers 3-day weekends and more family-friendly option for scheduling, making it easier to raise kids in the country's demanding work culture. The new rule will affect about 160,000 employees of the Tokyo metro government, letting them work Monday through Thursday. So, yeah, the whole world has had a big drop in population in that.
Dude, Mitchell Rudder just posted on Facebook. There's a crazy video of the Dover, Arkansas Marshal's office violating a man's First Amendment right. The video is actually pretty funny, but in a nutshell, they didn't like what he had to say, so they arrested him.
Yeah.
Mind you, I don't believe the man used any profanity. He also said, my wife got pulled over and ticketed for having an air freshener hanging in her rearview mirror last month.
No, she didn't. How big of an air freshener was it?
Mitchell Rudder.
Because I'll take that to court.
Right.
I mean, you're going to take me to court on that one. I'm not paying a ticket. I mean, I may pay it, but you're going to force me to pay it. Now, if she had, like in the 80s, I had a Caprice Classic, one of the box style, and had 17 dice hanging from the 17 of them hanging in the car. Was
there a
like
story behind it? Was it like a little mark or something?
It was a pimp wagon.
16 wasn't enough.
16, well, that's the story. 16 was not
wasn't enough. 18's too much.
Yeah, and so I could see me getting a ticket for that. I mean, it looked like a store, all the dice hanging down. But, you're talking about an air freshener? What kind of air freshener? Was it a pine tree?
He just messaged, he said it was a rubber duck air freshener.
Huh.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. To be honest with you, me and my rubber duck would go to court on that one because you can't tell me it's obstructing your vision. You can't tell me that it's a problem. No, I'm not hearing that. I'm damn sure not hearing that. I would take that all the way.
Also, good morning to Alex Johnson, Tiffany Holt.
Where did that happen at?
He said it. Just here in Arkansas.
Yeah,
I didn't say where. I'll wait for him to comment again.
He'll comment again. Last week, British author Vicky Ball attended an author's event selling just 2 copies of her newest book, but her gratitude post on social media went viral and brought global attention. The viral response led to a surge in sales, propelling her book Abandoned to the top of the Amazon bestseller charts and boosting sales of her earlier novel. She's a university lecturer and creative writing student. She wrote her first book during the pandemic. But that's kind of cool. She had a book thing, signed only sold a couple, and thanked everybody for, the support. And that post, it was so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
People started sharing it, and now she's a best-selling author.
Right.
I mean, that's the power of the
Marketing.
internet. That's the power of the internet right
And
there.
just the power of perspective. Somebody might have been bummed and pissed off. They only got 2,
Right.
sales, and she
Screw
was
everybody,
happy,
man.
and
This was
Yeah.
put out a positive post, and then bam, I love
you go,
shit
man.
like that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Mitchell also just commented. He said with the rubber duck air freshener ticket, it was in Russellville.
Oh, Russ
He said
Vegas.
it was a young officer, very young officer.
Yeah. Well, that young officer would have to get a come up in Las Vegas on that one. Because I'm not taking that ticket. I mean, you can give it to me,
Right.
but we're going to fight about it. I mean, that you show me on the law where that's really, you can say that. And honestly, if you can, you're a dick.
Sounds to me like
know.
I mean,
like,
why would you
What are
pull?
we doing?
I mean, was there something else going on?
Right.
Was she topless? Did she just stop going 100 miles an hour and he couldn't catch her speeding, so he was mad? I mean, what the hell? Why would anyone ever give you a ticket for that?
Sometimes you just got to say no to quack. Ha!
Hey, oh, that's terrible. That's I don't even. Hold on.
Yeah, push the button up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Detroit Goodfellas are carrying on their century-long mission by distributing over 26,000 holiday gift boxes to kids from underprivileged families in Detroit. The boxes designed for kids 4 to 13 include all types of clothing, books, candy, toys, benefiting a significant portion of Detroit public school students.
That's awesome.
The initiative has inspired lasting gratitude, with recipients often returning as adults to share how the program impacted their lives and also joining in to help the next round of kids. So that's
That's awesome, man.
that's a great way to pay it forward and keep it going. I think that's great. That's great. This isn't the update you want. During an interview in Australia, Korn guitarist Brian Head Welch was asked about the progress made by the band in the songwriting session for a new album. He said, "It's been a blast, but don't expect music anytime soon. So it's just going to take a while. I don't know how long. Maybe next summer, maybe next year, the next winter. I don't know. It's not going to be soon." So in other words, if you're saving up money for the Korn album,
Yeah, keep safe.
yeah, it's going to be a while.
Makes sense. Take corn a while to grow.
There are some enormous stadium events in the future for System of a Down fans, and each of the shows have a different special guest. The band is playing 3 events next year at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Korn will show up August 28th for that at Soldier Field on August 31st with Avenged Sevenfold, and Rogers Stadium in Toronto with the Deftones on September 3rd. So pre-sales for tickets start tomorrow on that if you're interested. I like System of a Down. I love the music, and it makes me laugh at the same time.
Yeah.
It's weird, but that's how I get down.
Alex Johnson said that was an awful pun by Rich.
Yeah, I know. It was terrible. It was embarrassing. It embarrassed the whole show. The next Final Destination movie is coming out next summer, the 6th in the franchise. Final Destination Bloodlines has a release date of May 16th, 2025. The first new installment in 14 years for that. That franchise has grossed about $657 million. I always enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Let's do a little bit of sports here and see what's going on. With Juan Soto deciding to spend the next 15 years with the Mets, assuming he doesn't opt out after 5, you can kind of look now at what went down, examine why the Mets were his choice. Clearly, money played a role, with none of the between 765 and 800 million being deferred. An insider, Jeff Passan, said the Mets might have won out because Soto believed the Mets have a better future than the Yankees, and that Stephen Cohen isn't done spending for the Mets. No West Coast team had a chance because of Soto's desire to be closer to the Dominican Republic. As far as fan reaction, Yankees fans are calling Soto a sellout, even though he took an offer that was a mere $50 million, give or take, higher than what his former team was offering.
Yeah.
Some of only $50 million more. What the are you talking about? What are you talking about? Only $50 million, you dumbasses. I'll leave this show right now. I'll walk out the door. You'll never see me again. You won't hear me, see me, smell me, nothing. If you can give me $50 million, I'm out this bitch. I don't even like y'all no more for $50 million.
We're cheap, Rich. We're cheap.
Don't make me put you through another table.
Yeah, right. Reports say the NBA and FIBA are in talks to create a European league. According to FIBA secretary, his name is Andres Zaglis, he and his FIBA staff remain in serious conversations with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver in his office about creating a league that would compete with the Euro League and the top pro leagues in individual countries. They said next month they'll talk more about where they're headed with this. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. It appears that the stories that say Bill Belichick might be joining UNC are more than just talk. He's now confirmed he is in talks with the school about the opening. When asked how they were progressing, he said, "We'll see. A resolution expected later this week." As far as what might be appealing to Belichick about the job, reports say it's a chance to prove his legacy without Tom Brady's shadow. I don't know if that's true at all.
Yeah.
But, maybe he's done in the NFL. He wants to go over to college. It happens.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch that Simpsons game yesterday at all?
The who?
So it was
Dallas
the
versus
Cowboys
Bengals.
versus the Bengals.
Yeah.
But if you watched it on Disney Plus or ESPN Plus, they had the Simpsons programmed in with the players in the games and like running the plays and stuff.
They've done a couple games
This
over
is
the
what they're
past-
doing now.
I mean, it's the
they've done
Bengals
a-
and the Cowboys. They had to do something to make it worth
I
tuning
guess so.
into.
They did one this year that was like a Toy Story themed. With and they've done a couple of things with cartoon shows where they
Yeah.
integrate the football team into it. It's fun to watch, I guess.
Is it?
We just watched the regular game. That was a good game last night.
Was it?
Dallas and Cincinnati? Yeah,
Was it who won?
Cincinnati, of course.
Yeah, I expected they
Beat
would.
Dallas at home.
Yeah, at home even.
Yeah. It
No,
was
it's
a good
great.
game though. Joe Burrow, man, he's just a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback. And,
I
you know,
thought I read that it was his birthday too, but I might be wrong. I might have read
maybe.
something.
Yeah, he's had a tougher year this year, I guess, but he has been a better than expected quarterback in my opinion.
On sports.
Oh, you were right. Yep.
Yeah,
His
it
birthday is today.
On sports, Rich, your Michigan plays with the Razorbacks tonight in New York City for the Jimmy V Classic.
Ooh.
Look, I don't want to get slammed through a table, but I was going to see if you had any suggestions for a friendly wager on this basketball game tonight.
Oh.
I got to redeem Patrick here.
He's
It
trying-
hurt
he's
me
trying
see
to help
him.
me out.
Yeah.
I just said.
I'm too light though to get slammed through a table.
No,
like,
you don't wanna
would
do
put
that.
me through the floor.
Yeah, no, he would have picked you up, spun you around, done things that were
Throw me through the
uncomfortable.
ceiling.
I mean, you want it to just be. Do you want it to be wrestling related, or do you want it to just be anything?
Oh, I don't know. I just didn't know if you had something off the top of your head that you could fire off real quick.
I mean, if Michigan wins, you have to eat the world's hottest gummy bear live on air.
Gummy bear. That sounds miserable. I don't know about that.
You're scaring
let's
him,
see,
man.
let's see who the favorite is. I think it's. Yeah, I think
He
Michigan.
has to reevaluate.
Yeah, let me look at the.
He's going to call his bookie.
Let me look at the money line.
Yeah, let him
Look at
think
what
about
the
it.
analysts and specialists are saying. Yeah.
We'll circle back to this.
Yeah. last
What
time.
was it?
I've done some of the eating the hot stuff before.
Man,
and
it's
that
brutal,
is
isn't it?
Miserable.
Um,
I mean, it is
How about a
miserable
chair
time.
shot?
What were you?
Ooh, a chair shot. I can take it. I'll do a chair.
You wanna
shot.
do a chair
There we go.
shot?
All right, but if the Razorbacks win, you've got to get put through a table.
Oh.
Will you take that?
Oh.
Will you take that wager?
Let me do some research
Oh,
here.
yeah.
People, I'm
Yeah,
not-
we're going to
yeah,
circle
yeah.
back to
Yeah,
this.
we'll come back. Yeah.
What were you? We were
No,
talking
I'll
about.
do it.
But okay.
All right.
I don't
hey,
care.
there it
No
is.
looking,
There
I'll
it
do
is.
it.
Chair shot versus table shot.
There you go.
All right, that'll work. That'll
Go
work.
Hogs.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So what we were talking about something this morning. You're talking about a deaf squad.
Oh, I was.
What were you saying?
So I read it online yesterday. There's this school out in California. I forget the name of it. I can look it up real quick. But apparently it's an all-deaf school. And apparently they have now clinched their third year in a row of winning the state
The
championship for
championship?
football. Yep.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I mean,
amazing.
it's an awesome story, but yeah.
Well, it probably is, and I'll tell you, I have to give some validity to that, even though I never played football, but I did love basketball a lot. And when I got in my 30s, I used to play with my friends, but we kind of, lived in different areas then, and
Right.
so I joined a rec league.
Okay.
And so it was me and some guys from the company that I worked with. We put the team together, and we weren't that great. I mean, I think we had a 500 record, but the worst ass whooping. And look, we took an ass whooping once from a team that had a couple players from Appalachian State. They were like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah,
They were
big old
doing
guys.
dunks. They're windmilling.
right.
They're 360 reversing on us. That ass whooping didn't touch the ass whooping the deaf team put on us. The deaf team beat the shit out of us, just humiliated us. Hey, it's awkward. They don't say anything. It's quiet.
There's no whistles.
And that's weird. And they're all gesturing behind your back, And man, but they could look at each other, knew exactly what was
They're
going on,
insane.
didn't need to hear anything. Man, they just we just walked off and went, man, that's terrible. At least it wasn't the blind team, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
All right, let's move on, shall we?
Attention station employees. Management has cut down your lunch hour to 23 minutes. No extra time will be given for pooping. Thank you.
Man, if you are looking for a vehicle, go over to Fitz Auto. They put all of their inventory online right there for you. It's so easy to just take a look. You can go over there. You can even apply online. You can get pre-approved without even having a credit ding. But they've got some amazing vehicles. They've got, here, I'm just going to pull it up. Here's a 2020 Subaru Legacy with about 50,000 miles. Here's a 2017 Buick Regal Sport with about 50,000 miles. Let's see, what else do we have? Here's a 2020 Volkswagen Jetta with 30,000 miles on it. I mean, come on, man. These are late model. They're low mileage vehicles. They put the prices right online so you know what they're doing. And they report to the credit bureau. So they are their own bank. They can approve you even with previous credit problems. But they're their own bank and they report to the credit bureau so they can help you get reestablished. So check them out. Either go in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock, or over to fitzauto.com. It's pretty amazing.
I might have to be going and talking to them.
Man, I mean, it really is great. When I tell people we got 7 vehicles from them, I mean it.
Right.
You know, and matter of fact, my Explorer is from there. My son is the 3rd driver of our Lexus SUV.
Yeah.
They're
definitely, because
Yeah.
I got taken probably about 6 months back or so.
Oh no.
And went and bought a car from a dealership here in Little Rock. I won't mention any names and whatever, but it was a 2014 Nissan Rogue. Drove it off the lot. 2 weeks later, I'm driving it up the highway on the way to a show. Transmission dropped.
Oh no. Boy, you
man,
hate that. That sucks, man.
Here
That
in
sucks.
yeah.
That's not cheap. All right. So this is weird. And I say weird. I shouldn't phrase it that way. I should go back here. This is different. Bach Baken. I don't know who Bach or Batch or however he says it is, but he's an influencer. He has over 6 million followers. He creates viral videos that are meant to normalize men wearing makeup. A case in point, a TikTok, which shows him applying foundation and blush on a subway, has amassed over 31 million views. This is not a new thing. There have been many cycles in history where men were the peacocks and the adorned and pampered ones more than women. The pendulum is swinging back that way now. So here's my question to you, Bundy.
Oh God. Oh God. I don't know if the pendulum has reached.
How is the pendulum close to? Are you intrigued by putting on makeup?
Not really. No.
No, you don't see yourself maybe going over to get some Cover Boy foundation?
I'm stuck with what I got.
Little eyeliner?
No, I don't know.
Come on, some mascara?
No.
Lip liner?
Oh no.
You're not going to contour?
I can't do it.
How about you, man?
I mean, I can't say I wouldn't do it on like just a regular basis or anything, but
Yeah.
Rich
I mean-
said, "Shit, I've got makeup on right now."
you're right. Yeah.
He's wearing, he's got some blue
It
eyeshadow.
really looks a lot worse than no. But no, I mean, I'm thinking about it from like TV side, promoter side, announcer
so
side.
if you were on a camera situation,
Yeah.
you might wear, as the sportscasters or people sometimes do, makeup.
right.
Okay.
Absolutely, why not,
Okay.
you know?
What about everyday life?
No, that's why I'm not every day.
Like, let's
I'm
say-
not
hold
just
on,
gonna
let me
run
go-
to the
let me
grocery
go
store
back.
and be like, "Let me freshen up." Like,
Let me go back. So let's say that
gotta look good for them bananas.
you meet a hot chick and you guys decide to go out and you're
Right.
getting ready for that night. You're getting your clothes. You get your cool jeans. You get your nice shirt, your shoes.
And I've already fit in my nap for the day.
Yeah. Are you gonna get a little makeup on?
No.
You're not. Just a little lipstick, man. Just a little. It doesn't even have to be over the top, man. No.
No, it's not happening.
What about you?
Why?
What about you, Patrick?
Are you
on.
stupid?
Come on, man.
Hell no. I probably need it more than anyone. I'm so pale. I'm almost translucent. But no, I'm damn sure not going to do it. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's fine if that's what you want to do. I mean, that's what you want to do. But here's the problem I have with everything going on today. I don't care how people, what they do, identify, who they sleep with. None of that matters to me. But what is weird to me is seeing a dude with a beard and makeup. It doesn't add up.
Right.
It's just that you can't wear lipstick and a beard, man. It's wrong. I don't know. It hurts my head when I see that.
Yeah,
I probably shouldn't be that way. And if I met you in public, I wouldn't say anything. I'd shake your hand, talk to you, just like normal.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as I get to my buddies and be like, "Did you see that dude back there? Oh, you got a makeup and a beard," But I know that's wrong.
It's okay. It's all right.
But it's just how I feel.
What was
man.
that trend? We listen and we don't judge.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah. No, I kind of judge.
But I don't judge you for judging.
No, I appreciate that. No, that's great. That's great. But what about girls in makeup? Does it matter what level of makeup someone wears? Do you?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I mean, I've seen
hate
some-
seeing it caked on. You know, my wife's pretty minimalistic when it comes
Yeah.
to makeup, and I like that.
Yeah.
You like the more
For sure.
natural look
For
as
sure.
as
I just want you to look like the same person.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Okay.
say. 'Cause
Hey,
there
being
have been people I've
catfished-
known that.
Yeah, being catfished by the same person.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and some call it catfish, and you may be right there. I know that one girl on TikTok a few years ago. She looked like, God, I don't want to be rude, but a lot lizard.
yeah.
You know, she had no teeth in,
Right.
right? She looks pretty old.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then
I
she
know what
goes
you're
and puts
talking
on puts in teeth and puts on makeup, and she
Right.
looks like she's a model.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And so I'm like, now that to me would be if I go home with the model
Right.
And you
and I
wake
wake up with her, so I'm gonna be like the she's gonna be the
Right,
CEO of
right.
United Healthcare. You know what I mean? I'm done.
We used to call that beer goggles.
Right.
No, that's more than beer goggles.
yeah,
no,
that's-
that's a beer
yeah.
goggles is when she has a little bit of a mustache in the club, and you don't mind because you've been drinking. You wake up and go,
Little beef
that's a little more than I thought. In
I
fact,
guess
she's
I-
a man.
That's a beard with makeup.
Yeah.
I'm empathetic though. Imagine if you're an attractive woman and you have this thing that you can't
That's
just.
true.
It's like, hey, more power to you. I'm sure that
No,
makes you
I
feel great.
You know, that's
and,
I
you know,
give
yeah,
mad
for sure.
respect to that. That's
Right,
a
right.
good point. You know, because it
But
can.
yeah, as far as taking one home, like, come on, don't be tricking me, dude. Don't
No, that's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
look, if we get home and you take out your fake butt pads,
be, yeah, yeah,
your
that's
your
too
your
much.
your bra inserts,
right.
your makeup,
Yeah, it's
your
too much.
teeth.
You wash off a whole face.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm gonna be like, hey,
It's
I
time to
don't
go.
know you, sir.
Oh man.
If you or someone you love suffers from dick gas, the National Center for Penile Farting can help. Our staff specializes in treating your dude queefs in a number of ways, alleviating the social stigma that dick farting can cause. The initial consultation is free. Just for contacting us, we'll give you a very tiny kazoo. You put it in the, you know. It's time to stop dick farting for good. Operators are standing by, and they're trained not to laugh.
All right, so let's continue our conversations here pertaining to men and women. In most dating situations, the topic of somebody's number or body count is bound to come up. In a perfect world, it says it shouldn't matter, but for some reason it does to some people. But what does it mean? Objectively, the only thing the number says about someone is how experienced they are, but it says it becomes a bigger deal when judgments enter the conversation. But in a survey of 2,000 men and women, 81% felt the number of sex partners discussion should happen within the first 8 months of dating someone. 30% said it should happen in the first month. Now, how meaningful that information is depends on how comfortable, I guess, people are. But as a point of reference, the average American, well, let me just get you to guess. Bundy, the average American has had sex with how many people?
Let's say even 10.
And even 10, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. The number is 7.2
Oh yeah.
in their life. That number fluctuates depending on the state you live in. For example, in Louisiana, where there's nothing to do, it's
Except your cousin.
15.7 partners. While in Utah, where there's also nothing to do, it's 2.6. Of course, all those numbers are dependent on people being honest, but does the number matter? Is there a number that does matter? Does the number matter? What do you think?
No, I'm not single, of course, but when I was single, I feel like no, it never mattered. If
Was
you
there a
tell
question?
me-
Did you ever ask that question?
No, you never come out and ask her. But if you heard about a girl, you know, like, oh, she kind of sleeps around, to me, like, she's an angel. That's what you're saying. Like, she sleeps around.
She's a visiting
experienced.
angel.
Yeah, what do I want? Some square that's never had any experience? Like, no, dude, come on, give me the experienced girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
What about
yeah.
you, man? What do you think, Rich?
As far as the number goes, or as far as just
Well, the number, talking about the number, does it
body
matter
count.
to you, the body count that she's had?
I mean, somewhat yes, somewhat no.
Okay, what's
Like you
the
said.
somewhat yes part?
Well, again, like to piggyback off of what you were saying, like, hey, I'm gonna sign up for it and be like, hey, give me the experience. Now, am I gonna put in the effort to like making a relationship with you and building roots and setting down and
I
all that?
see,
Like,
I see.
no, because
No.
Hey, you don't
you've
know
been
that.
around
She
the
might-
block,
she
though.
might
You've
put
probably-
that thing on you
I mean-
and change your mind.
Yeah.
Tire it down.
I don't know.
See,
If you already have that, hey, you're pretty easy. Like, I just don't,
Well, hey, just because they got a high body count doesn't necessarily mean that they were easy. Those body counts might have had to work.
No, well, the difference too that you people forget because I know we're all guys or dogs, right? I get it. I get it.
right.
But
3 white dudes talking about body count.
Yeah, I mean, really.
You're right. But having said that, ladies have their choice. I mean, pretty much for the most part.
Oh yeah, dude.
You
Look,
can
if you're
get
a
laid
single-
100 times a day if you want to, if you're a lady. I mean,
Right.
Like when I see all those videos on TikTok of, the extremely gorgeous women being like, I'm single, I can't find anybody. I'm like, go the fuck outside.
Go out.
no,
Seriously.
it's just take a walk outside.
It's not hard to
No.
find somebody being a woman
But-
and being single.
But
You
my
just-
point is that, if the shoe were, if for some reason things flipped and men were the ones that had all that
Right.
ability,
Okay.
we'd all be whores. I mean, don't stop lying. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's,
We are now.
yeah, I mean, we would live on our backs. What are we talking about? I mean,
I tell my wife that
I'd have
all
a
the time.
Sealy imprint.
We would never leave the house.
No, why would I?
So any woman not doing that, kudos to you for holding out.
I
Because
don't
couldn't do
know.
it.
I mean,
couldn't do
if
it.
it
Right.
makes you feel good, kudos to you. If it doesn't, get it on. I mean, Laura and I, it was funny because, most of the time I think when you date someone, you don't put out your skeletons. You know what I'm saying? It's just not what you do when you start
Right.
dating someone. You're always putting your best face forward.
Yeah.
But when I met her, we weren't even interested in dating each other.
Yeah.
We were very, different things going on at the time, and I was mentoring her in comedy. And so over time, oddly enough, I say oddly, but we became best friends,
Right.
and we just talked all the time. So as a result of that, because we weren't trying to like each other, and we were just best friends and we were in comedy, so everything is fair game.
Right.
We told each other everything.
Right.
Right.
Every
Right.
detail,
All those skeletons.
all
were
the
out.
body count,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
was out. So by the time we arrived at the place we wanted to actually
was
date each other, it was
oh,
like,
shit,
well,
this worked.
Hey.
I mean, I know yours, you know mine. I mean, I guess
Right,
there's nothing
right.
else. Yeah, we're good.
Right.
And
Well, I mean, that's how they say it, and it's. I mean, for all
It
I don't
worked
know
out
you
fine.
all personally, that well. I know we've, gotten to know each other more, but it seems like you have a great relationship.
I'd like to think we have a
By the
pretty
way,
good one. Yeah.
Laura is great. I've been missing Laura. We need Laura up.
Yeah, we need
I
her to
know.
come back,
We're
enjoyed it.
working. We're working on that as we speak.
Good,
Man, we're
good.
working on that.
But that's how they say it. I mean, it happens when you're not looking for. At least that's what I
Yeah.
hear. And I'm single, and I know, like,
I
I
don't
joke and say, like, oh, I was gonna go on a date and I took a nap or whatever. But
Right.
it's just like
I don't know that it necessarily. I mean, that's a great phrase. It happens when you're not looking, and maybe there's some truth to that. But really, what I think it is when you're not forcing things,
Right.
something better comes out of it.
And that's
It's just like I've spent 20 plus years in sales, and if you're desperate for a sale, people smell that.
right.
They're like,
right.
man, what is your deal? What's your
Right.
problem,
Right.
man? Why are you pushing so hard?
Right.
So when my best sales days almost invariably, if I felt a little sick,
Right.
not too
Right.
sick to stay home, but just
Right.
sick
Just
enough not to give a shit.
Right.
You can tell me yes or no. I don't care.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
And ultimately I would sell that day like crazy because there's nothing in you that says I got to have this.
Right. Absolutely.
And that I think is why it shows up at that time, because you're just unabashedly, you don't care. You're doing your thing and you're in your own zone.
And that's
Yeah.
where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of so I'm not the one to ask about relationship advice or whatever, but
Mhm.
on the other hand, it's just kind of like, hey man,
No,
I
I mean,
think that's a good take because me and Jamie kind of started off similar, where we were just friends.
Yeah.
Just friends to start out, no romantic interest, and it developed kind of in a complex way. But
Yeah, no, same with
started
me.
out with friends.
It was weird because when I first started dating her, we just both agreed we didn't know if it was going to work out.
Right.
We just weren't
Right.
sure.
Hey,
and
we're gonna
so-
try it out. see what
Yeah,
happens.
and so we were kind of trying it on for ourselves,
Right.
and we didn't want to tell everybody. We didn't want to tell all our friends, or we're at that point, we're part of the comedy scene, and
right.
didn't want to. If it wasn't going to work, we didn't want to leave a stain on it
Right.
going forward. So we were down low, super down low, like nobody knew we were dating.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies came to one of the comedy shows we were doing, and dude was macking on her so hard. I mean, it was so hard.
Knew then.
Yeah, and Laura caught me in the bathroom and goes, man, he just keeps trying to get me to go out with him. And I had to think about it a minute, and I went, hey, stop hitting on my comedian. What? Stop hitting on my comedian. Find another girl. Why? Because she's a comedian here. I don't need her distracted by you.
Right.
Meanwhile, what was really going on is get away from my girl, bitch. Get away from her.
Speaking about you and Laura, a couple of comments on Facebook.
Yeah.
Mitchell Rudder says that he's been friends with y'all for years, and y'all have a rare awesomeness.
Oh, thank you, Mitchell. I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Latasha Mack wants to know how long you and Laura have actually been together.
About 6 months. No.
Congratulations on the milestone.
Yeah, it's a milestone for us. Yeah, it's a milestone. 14 years. Yeah, we've been
That's
together about
awesome.
14 years
That's
now.
awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, no. It's been great. It's like any relationship. It has ups and downs, and we've had plenty of them. But there's just, there's no one in the world I'd rather fight with.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's just how it is. It's my best friend,
Right.
and so it is dope. And we have had a very unorthodox relationship, not in ways that you might think. There's no open relationship. We're not a throuple. There's nothing going on like that. I just mean unorthodox, the way we got there, and also probably the way we communicate and the way we work together. Because it is, we have very different styles in ways, but yeah, we have
It
a lot of
works
fun.
though. It works well
awesome,
together.
It does
Yeah.
work. It works really well, and I'm thankful for it because I've had plenty of failures before that. Trust me.
Right.
Yeah, I've made all the wrong choices.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
You've been there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's worse is when you're in the middle of it, it's a wrong choice and you can't
Just
get
keep
out.
making it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, do I play through or do I
Right.
do I end the match?
Little Doggy wants to know if you know where the best comedy show is this weekend.
Where the best comedy show is this weekend with the Looney Bin, I would imagine
yeah,
is where it
Looney
is.
Bin or,
Yeah, it's just
The
going to be.
Joint.
The Joint has
Yeah.
some good stuff too. Yeah, the Joint has good stuff. The Looney Bin has good stuff. Those are the only two places around right now that I know of that are actively, regularly doing
Right.
comedy.
Yeah.
Now there may be some other pop-ups here and there, and I've heard about a couple, but I don't know anything about the consistency of it or the quality of it.
Yeah. I'll also say good morning to Jeremy Haney. Mike
What up?
Frank says, morning, gentlemen.
All right, what's up, Mike?
Galen Klein says, Guten Morgen, all.
What's up, man? What's up? K-Bird in the house. What up, K-Bird? Wendy's in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Hot
rolling
Atlanta.
through Atlanta. Yeah. All right, let's move on, shall we? We'll do something different here. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting thing right here. So, the LA Times is about to roll out an artificial intelligence powered bias meter. They're going to do it, they think, in January. The newspaper, not that anybody reads a newspaper anymore, but I assume they really mean the online version of it, announced the upcoming AI feature in an interview with a Times editorial board member. Said whether it be news or opinion, more likely the opinion or the voices, you have a bias meter so somebody could understand as they read it that the source of the article has some level of bias. That's the guy who owns the Times. He bought it in 2018. He said readers could press a button and get both sides of the exact same story based on that story and then give comments. He said if it's news, it should just be facts, period. That's actually
I mean,
For
that's
sure.
actually true.
But
I mean,
yeah.
the problem comes if the bias meter is biased.
Right.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, you
I
have to
mean,
wonder, number one, is the bias meter biased?
Right.
But number two, it is a fascinating idea
Yeah, I
that
like the concept.
if you're saying you choose your own news, basically, if you want the left, you want the right,
Right.
Right.
just pick which one you want, and you can go down that path. And that's an interesting choose your own adventure type scenario. He's saying, how can I be all things to everybody instead of just being to the left or
Right.
just being to
Right.
the right? Of course.
I mean, I get what he's trying to do, and good
Yeah.
job. Do I feel
you
like
think
it'll
it'll work?
necessarily reflect accurately? No.
I don't know how accurate or biased ChatGPT is, but that's kind of what I try to use ChatGPT for, is finding like a neutral version of a story. If I
Yeah.
see something where I think it's a little heavy on the left or heavy on the right, I'll look for a more neutral take on it, and ChatGPT has been good for that.
This is just it's all convenience. Like,
Right.
you have the ability to do this your own self
Yeah, for
and
sure.
use your own brain
Right.
and read all the different facts and come up with your own solution to that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, convenience is the number one commodity.
Yeah, no, we're definitely a soundbite generation. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at some of the lightning rod issues that people have been up in arms about in recent years, and a lot of them are just sound bites they've clung to that didn't reflect the truth.
Right.
Right.
You
They just
know,
heard it and
the-
heard this person say, "Oh, you should think this," and
Yeah.
oh, okay.
we often act on a vibe as opposed to a
Right.
truth or falsehood.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. Oh, I don't like that guy.
Right.
So anything about that guy, even if I would have liked it 6 months ago, won't work.
Right.
If I guarantee you, the guy who's about to take office, if he came out and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take every bit of tax revenue, I'm going to divide it up equally and give it all back to you. People would still be, I hate him.
Oh yeah.
I hate him. You keep your money, you bitch. What?
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a vibe that we people are on instead of facts.
I don't want to get too political here, but I
Okay.
want to ask you all this question because this thought occurred to me yesterday. We've got a lot of corruption that's starting to come up. You've got a lot. I mean, I think y'all had heard the other day about Jay-Z now being brought into everything
the
going on
CEO.
with
Yeah.
the CEO guy. Like, does anybody think that some of this still ties back to the whole draining the swamp thing now that he's getting ready to take office?
I don't know, man. I mean, that was an interesting question when you posed it. Is could it be somehow an extension of that?
I'm sure it's possible.
Because I mean, he
I-
came in, he won. He said he was going to drain the
Let me put it
swamp.
like
Then
this.
he was
It-
gone.
there is a possibility, I think, and it was intriguing to me when you said it, because if I think about the way that these political strategists do,
Right.
right? If I want to neutralize the negative voices that are coming against me in a
Right.
chorus,
Right.
a la celebrities and whatnot, I might say, well, I know this. Let's throw this bone out there and start
Right.
shaking it down.
Well, that's
know?
what you
I
can't
mean, it's
deny that
possible.
celebrities don't have an influence on
But
government officials.
Here's the thing that everybody has to be coming to the realization to now, and I think a lot of that with Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein have been part of it, but everybody, look, this thing about Diddy, his Diddy parties, all these things, this
Yeah.
has been talked about for years,
Right.
much
new
like R.
news.
Kelly was.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Everybody knew that R. Kelly had issues in that area. And don't get me wrong, I'll still bump, some R. Kelly right now. You put on Ignition, I'll turn that shit all the way up. I don't care. It's a remix to Ignition. Huh? You know that song, man. Come on, man. That's a bump. That's a grind. But people knew this was
Right,
going on.
right.
A lot of people, a lot of the people who tell you what
What's
you should
going on?
think.
Yeah.
They preach to you, but everybody has kept this on the low. Now, maybe it's because their careers could have been jeopardized.
Right.
Maybe they were in vulnerable positions that they don't want out there.
Right.
But regardless of the reason, there has been a mass conspiracy amongst at least celebrities and as well as others around it, I'm sure, to keep this quiet.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that is, you know, that's got to be alarming to people. Just stop and think about the amount of things
Oh, yeah,
that are.
there's
Popping up. Well, that's
so
why
much shit like
I
that
was
that
just
goes
going.
on.
So,
I mean-
yes, I mean, could it be? Yeah. Why couldn't it be?
I wondered if there was a connection at all,
I
or if
don't
it was
know.
just, because
I
I'm a
don't know.
huge conspiracy theorist guy. I love
You are.
conspiracy theories.
Right.
But I was just sitting there going, it would almost make sense because ever since, I mean, all this was going on before, but now he's gotten reelected, and it's just like day after day, you're hearing this person caught doing this person doing that.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
it's-
I don't know
everything
how
that's
much.
been-
I mean, it sounds interesting. I don't know if it's plausible, but maybe.
Dear Giger on Facebook says if everyone would stop getting their news from Facebook and The View, this would be a great start to unbiased media.
Well, if you're getting your news from The View, you're a cackling idiot. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm not even going to dance around that one, though. If you moved one of their plates 5 inches to the side, they'd starve to death. I mean, they're morons. They don't have a clue what life is about. They're so disconnected from the real world. They just blather on nonstop, and it's terrible. I mean, if you're watching that, you get the news you deserve.
That's why you
know?
need to listen to Patrick and the people.
Yeah.
Get the news
Yeah.
from people that know what in the
We-
world
we
is
try
actually
to avoid
going
it.
on.
We try to avoid it
Right.
if we can. Speaking of conspiracies, and I guess this is more than that, but the FBI is warning iPhone and Android users against texting each other without encryption due to a recent Chinese cyber attack. On Wednesday, Deputy National Security Advisor announced at least 8 U.S. telecom companies were breached by a Chinese hacking operation known as Salt Typhoon. The operation accessed private text messages and phone conversations involving an undisclosed number of Americans. The hackers successfully intercept communications of senior government officials, high-profile political figures. They didn't think any classified information had been accessed. The FBI and Cybersecurity Infrastructure Agency released guidance aimed at identifying hackers and preventing future attacks. But basically, they're saying, hey, if you don't have encryption, don't be texting back and forth with Android and iPhone. But
I would never
Further
text somebody
separating.
with an Android.
Huh?
I said I would never text anybody with an Android. phone.
Why would you?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
come on,
embarrassing.
right?
Oh, really? Is it now, Mr. Patrick?
I knew he had one. I wanted to start quick.
No,
Honestly, the only thing that I hate about having an Android and texting iPhone users is when y'all react to our messages.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't ever just give the reaction like if you, love a message or whatever.
yeah,
Right.
you don't
It
get that.
says Patrick loved, and then it sends me all the message that I
the
sent
whole
to
message
you back.
you send back. Wow,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
I
great.
would use a payphone before.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not worried about China hacking into my phone. What are they going to get out of my text messages? That I'm picking up some milk on the way home? I mean, I don't have anything to hide. Now, I guess if you do, if you're trying not to get exposed for something, or you have a trade secret,
Yeah, thankfully. that's not a
or if
concern
you're
of mine.
texting naked pictures of your body,
Right.
these could be issues that maybe if you have an iPhone, you don't text the Android user and vice versa. But otherwise, I mean, if I'm just talking, what's China getting from me?
I mean,
They look at
really,
mine and go, this guy's an idiot. I don't need any more of his text. That's for sure.
I can't. I agree. That's when they came out and said it. I was like, we all knew our phones have been listening to us for years.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter
again-
who's listening.
Again, the government only gets mad when it's China,
Yeah, when there's something else.
not when they are. They're like, it's not a party line. Only let us
yeah.
spy
Yeah.
on you.
Us.
Come on, be Americans, be patriotic.
For real.
Let us spy on you, not China. No, that's fine. Absolutely
American
fine.
way.
That's it is the American way, isn't it? All right.
This hour brought to you by Put a Stick in Your Bum.
I'm depressed. I wish there was more to life.
Put a stick in your bum.
How is that going? Oh, wow. I feel better. Ow, 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 ow.
Put a stick in your bum. Johnson, you're fired.
Oh.
Holy f***. Johnson, you get a raise. Ooh, ow. Ow. Put a stick in your bum.
Spare change? Ooh, I'm gonna go teach Lamaze. Ow, ooh, ow, ow.
If your life is humdrum, put a stick in your bum. Put a stick in your bum. Put it in there. Put it in. Put the stick in your bum.
All right. Let's do this now. Yeah, you know you want some.
This is the segment, not like the other. People do stupid shit, you say, oh brother. Hey, it's not a copy or a clone of any previous bit. But if you think so, hey, we don't give a shit. Wackadoos in the news.
And there you go. Get you some of that on iTunes, number one. A man dressed as Batman arrested after he crashed his car into a pole while drunk and then evaded police on foot. Wilshire police said 25-year-old Louis Bundrick crashed his car into a phone pole November 19th, exited the vehicle, ran from the crash. It took multiple police teams, including dogs, to find him. When he was finally apprehended, he failed a breathalyzer test and a blood test. His blood alcohol was pretty high. Curiously, without explanation, he was found wearing a Batman costume. He's found guilty of driving under the influence, fleeing the scene of a crash. Man, I mean, would it be better or worse to get arrested in a Batman costume?
I mean, better. Like, hey,
Better
guys,
It's got to be better, right?
Better.
I mean,
they
at
said
least,
no
it's-
I would
explanation. like-
frame that mugshot and put it up on my wall.
yeah, I mean, at least you got some cool points.
Right.
I mean, you know, you're weird, you're crazy, you're in a Batman costume. Okay, yeah. Something happened that night that led to this.
Yeah,
It's
it
got to
was
be a
fun.
great story.
I'm gonna bring that wallet-sized picture to the first date instead of putting makeup
Yeah.
on.
Oh, absolutely. That would do it. Yeah, that'd do it. Bloodshot Batman eyes. Yeah. A 16-year-old arrested following a carjacking in Fort Myers, Florida. According to a statement from Lee County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called about the carjacking Friday afternoon. The suspect, a 16-year-old Felix Ayala, had approached a female, demanded she give him the car keys. Police said members of the violent crime unit worked with Florida Highway Patrol. Footage from them showed the pursuit with the vehicle driving away from enforcement. Police said the car crashed into several unoccupied vehicles along the way. The driver attempted to flee on foot and was apprehended at the airport, charged with carjacking without a firearm or weapon. How do you carjack without a weapon? I guess maybe the lady in the car was real small or something, because if you don't have a gun, I ain't giving you shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want your car. Well, wanting one hand, shit in the other. See which feels faster, Chief. I ain't got time for you today. You know, now if you pull a gun, I'll be like, yep, here you go.
Yeah, here you go. You can
Here,
have
take my wallet too, you know. The Ganoke Police Service has arrested 2 people who stole and dismantled a valuable memorial statue in a local park before selling it for scraps. Police said they received a report of a statue stolen from the Horticultural Society Park. The statue is 4 feet tall, a tribute to a local artist, and valued at about 10 grand. The statue was cut into pieces and sold at scraps for $126. Police arrested a 52 and 61-year-old. They were charged with theft. I'm betting that the meth was somehow involved in this. If you're cutting up a $10,000 statue to get $126 worth of metal, you're buying some kind of drugs, and it ain't weed.
I was gonna say they're selling it to the wrong people. They need to duct tape it to a wall with a banana or something.
That would have made it worth a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Okay, let's go to this one. Yeah, a California highway left in a sweet and sticky state after a truck fire caused a roadway to become covered in more than 30,000 pounds of chocolate. The highway patrol said firefighters were summoned to the scene. It's in Dublin. Crews were able to extinguish the flames, but firefighters discovered the vehicle's cargo, 40,000 pounds of chocolate, was melted and spreading. I would have scooped up as much as I could. Yeah, no, that's good stuff there.
Anybody got a milk truck around anywhere?
Right.
Milk truck, please.
A Pennsylvania town's holiday parade capped off by participants and spectators attempting a Guinness World Record for the largest Macarena dance. Yeah, because that's
Is that still a thing?
yeah, I guess so. The Newton Business Association asked participants and spectators from the McCaffrey's Newton Holiday Parade to gather in the middle of Sycamore after the parade to perform the Macarena with the 1996 Bayside Boys version of the song. There's more than one. I wouldn't know. The current record was 2,219 people. Based on the participants here, they think they are close, if have not broken it. They think they've entered the record books. I guess they're still trying to.
Did I step into a
verify that.
time machine recently or something? We're talking about Korn, System of a Down, the Macarena. Like,
Yeah.
what in the hell happened this weekend?
Well, I think everybody went back in time pre-pandemic to things they liked, but they were untainted.
Yeah.
They've returned to the
Something.
untainted. Yeah. The wife of Cleveland Browns offensive lineman Wyatt Teller is calling out Pittsburgh Steelers fans for their behavior towards her during the team's matchup Sunday, December 8th. Posting to social media, Carly Teller wrote, the fans in Pittsburgh today were so blatantly disrespectful to me and the Browns girls. I've never felt so attacked by people who I literally did nothing to. Very sad behavior. Teller continued to call out fans on Instagram. So when you're trying to have a drink and you watch your husband at work, but surrounded by Steelers fans who are screaming at you and the entire team. Well, I mean, it's a football game, right? I mean, isn't that what happens?
You gotta
But
take a little shit. Though.
B, don't be a dick.
Right.
Just don't be a dick just because you got $8 $20 beers in you.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can be a dick,
You hear that, Matt Orton? He's a Steelers fan.
Yeah, he is a Steelers fan, that's for sure. Oh, Matt. Hey, yeah. All right, let's take a look at this one then. This, wow, animals sometimes are crazy. Staff at a shelter in Indiana rescued a stray dog. Floored to discover it tracked all the way from Colorado. The stray named Diva turned up at the Oaknell Vet Clinic last November. True to her name, she quickly became the center of attention when employees called the number attached to her microchip, leading them to a family hailing 1,200 miles away.
Wow.
The family dog had somehow journeyed 4 states over the course of 2 months. The family feared the worst, assuming it died. The shelter and staff and family planned to meet halfway in Kansas City. The pup was soon back home with the family. Said we could do it 1,000 times again. These are the stories that remind us why we do what we do. That's the person who runs the animal shelter. Diva recognized her owners immediately. Viral TikTok when they got back together. But just crazy that that dog
wild.
4 states over.
Yeah, man.
Wild.
Do you think it hitched a ride, or you think it just walked, hoofed it 4 states?
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, that's at 2 months. I mean, I guess you could do that. I
Yeah.
mean, you could do that, right? I mean, I would think so. You could.
Yeah.
You think you could walk
Oh, yeah.
4
for
states
sure.
in 2 months?
Yeah,
Yeah, I assume the dog could too.
for sure.
I'm just wondering. I mean, that dog must have been fine as hell. That was in heat. I assume that's what he was doing.
Scent out in the air.
Yeah,
He
so
had
he
his
said
nose up.
something was going on. I mean, why else would he go 4 states over? I mean,
And that net wide open. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I had a cat run away.
Maybe it went to vote.
Drops them in the ballot box.
Yeah, no, and he went to vote in another state. He was registered there, and he just, that's what he. No, I'm kidding.
Dude,
All
I had a cat run away for like 3 years one time.
3 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. The somebody had found him, and I guess it was chipped. I'd gotten it from a shelter that chipped it. And they
Okay.
called me. I mean, it'd been 3 years. I done forgot I had them.
Right?
And they called and they said, "Hey, we've got your cat." I said,
I don't have a cat,
I don't
man.
have a cat." No, 100%. I hung up on them. They called back. Said, "No, we've got a cat here that registers to your name, your address. And
Wow.
Have you had a cat run away?" I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I did."
Oh yeah, that could be my cat actually. Yeah.
Dude, we got that thing back though, and it was feral. I mean, it
Oh, I
was living
bet.
in the woods, dude. It was
Wow.
feral.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Did it run away again?
No, it
Oh,
didn't.
okay. A Japanese company offering foreign tourists an opportunity to experience a day in the life of a Japanese high school student. It's about $200. The program is called Your High School. It immerses visitors in Japan's school culture, including calligraphy, history lessons, PE. Participants wear traditional sailor uniforms or suits, or try out kimonos and samurai sword training. Classes taught in English to make the experience more accessible. The program includes quirky touches. For instance, PE classes may be disrupted by bad students, representing a subculture that challenges school norms. Between lessons, they take part in disaster drills, play tug of war. So that's weird. You go to Japan, pay $200 to be in a
back in
Japanese
school
high
again?
school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you?
Can I show up drunk and high to first period again?
Did it work the first time?
I mean, remember GED. over
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Rich is smarter.
I'm gonna need the discounted admission price.
Right.
I'm gonna drop out halfway through.
Yeah, I'm going to pay 100 here. 3 incredible dinosaur skeletons, a Stegosaurus and 2 Allosauruses, are set to be auctioned off at Christie's London in a few days. The fossils, which date back to the Jurassic period, were unearthed in Wyoming in a quarry. The Stegosaurus, known for armored plates and spiked tails, a beloved symbol of the dinosaur age. Allosauruses are a rare adult and juvenile pair. So an Allosaurus, if you don't know, is kind of like a smaller T-Rex. It's the first time Christie's will auction 3 dinosaur skeletons at once. The Stegosaurus estimated to fetch up to $5 million. The Allosaurus about $8 million. So you're looking at 13, $14 million.
Wow.
For some bones dug out of the dirt a few years ago in Wyoming.
That's wild.
That's a pretty good turn on your investment there.
Yeah.
I don't know what those shovels and manpower ran, but I bet it wasn't 14 million. Let's see. A Spanish woman, in Spain, arrested for blackmailing over 300 men in a sextortion scheme. She earned more than 17 grand in 8 months. She used AI-generated images to create fake seductive persona. She lured men into sending intimate photos, then threatened to share them with their friends and family unless they paid her. She used simple tools like a smartphone and photo editing apps. Police uncovered 3,500 conversations and payments linked to her crimes. While many victims have yet to press charges, police say that her methods evolved from a fake escort service to private sex channels before ultimately turning to blackmail, where she carried out under code name Operation Curves. True story.
Yeah, giving
And-
sex workers a bad name.
Yeah, the Swedish city of Gävle is famous for its 42-foot tall straw Christmas goat. That's a tradition that dates back to 1966. The goat, meant to celebrate Christmas by symbolizing gifts and festivity, it's become notorious for being targeted by arsonists and vandals every single year. 42 out of 58 goats have been destroyed since its inception in 2023.
It's a tradition.
Yeah, the
It is
goat.
a tradition at this point.
The goat faced an unusual threat from birds who use straw to build nests, but city officials decided not to scare the birds, citing Christmas spirit. Despite its history of being burned, beaten, or run over, the goat now stands under 24-hour surveillance, and so far this year, it still remains intact.
Until it faints.
Yeah, that's great. Let's move along.
Good night, Mom. Brush your teeth. Aw, man, I don't wanna. Are you tired of your dumb teeth? Introducing meth. Meth, for when you're fed up with your teeth.
Just listen to some of our satisfied customers.
I have no teeth.
My teeth are gone. Where's my teeth? Now I have more room in my mouth for blowies.
I'll never need to go to the dentist again.
Isn't it time to get rid of those pesky teeth? Meth.
Ask your doctor if meth is right for you, and maybe if he knew where you could get some.
I don't know what kind of doctor that would be, but do that. All right. Let's go over this report, Tinder's 2024 year-end swipe. So don't talk to me if you're not looking for something serious. That's the sentence that seems to appear in more dating profiles than ever, as apparently people are tired of being swiped on, spanked on, and, blanked on. New data.
With that?
Huh?
Did you just come up with that?
I did.
That was right off the top.
New data shows daters are demanding transparency and intention and open communication as part of a growing new trend dubbed loud looking by Tinder in 2024. Singles prioritize trustworthiness, physical attraction, emotional availability, showing a pushback against bad dating habits like ghosting. Daters are no longer willing to settle for mixed signals. This is the Tinder director of communications. Instead, they're seeking connections that align with their values and are real meaningful interactions. Well, wait. I thought Tinder was a hookup app.
I thought so too.
Is it now more than, are
it
people getting
becoming more
relationships out of Tinder? Is that
I
what's
guess
going
so.
on?
I don't know. Rich, you're a single guy. Do you use anything like Tinder? or
Dude,
dating apps
I
or
said
anything
this
like
a
that?
while ago. I think they should just take all of the dating apps and like push it all into just one app and
Oh,
just
right.
call it What's Left.
Right.
What's left? I do like that. That's a great name. What's left? Yeah.
No, I mean,
You're not a swipe left or right guy.
I have them and I get on them, but like, I don't know. I'm just not committed to it. I'll get on, when
Not
I'm
very active.
bored and okay, oh
Have
yeah,
you ever,
seem cool.
Have you had
and-
a Tinder hookup?
No, I've never hooked up.
Have you
with
ever had a
anybody.
Tinder-roni?
Oh, what?
Tinder.
No,
Wow.
nothing. Never mind. I'm sorry. That's a little Bobby Brown reference from back in the day. It says that this trend is reshaping dating into a more purposeful experience. Well, that's what they want me to believe. Daters are taking charge of their journey. Oh, that's all.
The
bullcrap.
internet is trash when it comes to dating. That has not changed. That's been the way it's
I wonder
been.
what percentage
Like-
of internet relationships stay together. Hey, is that your nighttime lullaby playing? What happened there?
Time to wake up, apparently.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But,
No, it's just great. I
actually
love to
saw
hear your
something the other
ringtone
day that
sound
it
so
was
feminine.
I
didn't
like
wanna
to
say
wake up
anything.
peacefully.
Yeah, no, it's just
Oh,
It's
it's
a
time
makeup
to wake
alarm.
up and do
no,
another
it's
day.
very peaceful, like yoga. Namaste, Rich. Namaste, Rich.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Right. No, we were talking about how much
Tinder.
relationships
Yeah.
are like starting. I think it's somewhere like 64, 65% now, I think I saw, of relationships start online.
But do they last? That's the question. Are they better or worse? Higher percentage of success or
Let's
failure?
turn to Google.
I mean, I wonder what percentage
I
work.
would think it would be fairly. I mean, at least half of that 65%. You'd think, because so many people meet online now. I know a couple.
I mean,
married
I
couples.
guess technically a lot of people meet online,
Wow,
but
that's
are they
low.
meeting online in a dating?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
According to a Pew Research Center study, around 12% of adults report being in a committed relationship or marriage with someone they initially met through an online dating site or app.
12%.
12%.
65%.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty low.
That's
Yeah,
a
that
pretty
is.
low number. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to it's probably a hookup site.
Right.
Right.
Even if you say, yeah, no, I'm definitely looking for a relationship. Absolutely, I am. For about one night. It says here, what is a nano ship? There's a trend used to describe a romantic connection that's so small it might seem insignificant but holds meaning.
So what
Booty
that
call.
is when you go and call the girl and they don't answer the phone and you're like, oh, but I, love them. Or,
That's a failed booty call. Is what
Yeah,
it
that's
sounds
what
like.
that
Yeah,
is,
no, this is a
somebody that
trash
just can't give
report.
up.
This is a trash
Trash
report, to
report.
be honest with you. I don't know. I think online dating, I mean, there can be some good things, but look, if there's any part of the world that's fake, it's the stuff that's online.
Yeah.
For sure.
So anything that you see there, anything you hear there, anything that's said to you there, you have to question
Yeah,
the
it's gonna be
legitimacy
the
of it, no
most
matter
fabricated
who's
version.
Oh,
sending
yeah.
it to you. Look, I've watched all those catfish shows.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
man, a lot of these folks go to extreme measures
yeah.
to catfish people.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and then you find out, you feel a type of way because you were talking to Sparkles, the 26-year-old
right.
stripper with no kids.
Right.
And then you find out it's Juan, the 52-year-old fat dude
That you
Yeah.
cut off
In
in
a
traffic
chair,
3 weeks
yeah.
ago.
who's in St. Louis,
In
yeah.
a basement or.
No, that show was always wild, just watching the people. And
Yeah, because it could take some dedication on the catfish.
no, you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
work
You know
hard
what
to
I
be a
mean? They're
catfish,
like,
man.
Like an undercover investigator.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to go to
They're
great lengths to
yeah.
cover all their stuff, make up reasons, keep people
Yeah.
involved, and then you always, it's every single time. Here, let me help everybody save some time. If you think you might be getting catfished,
If they don't talk to your
if
video
they
chat,
say, if they say, "Oh, I can't video chat," they're a catfish.
Yep.
Right.
End of
100%.
story.
Automatically.
I don't care. This is the end of story. There's no other solution.
Right.
There's no other answer. They're not real. They're fake.
Why else would they refuse?
There's
to
just
do
no
it?
reason.
Yeah.
There's zero reason.
I say
Oh, I live in a cave. You can't see me. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I get it.
voice and face. If you can't show me or let me hear one of those things, you're.
Oh no, I need both. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
your
for
voice and your face
Oh yeah,
at the
eventually.
same time
Oh, yeah.
working. Yeah, no, I don't trust it. AI has voices now that sound super real.
Hackers can do it.
Well, it always surprises me too the gullibility of the people getting catfished.
Right.
Like, how did you? Come
They're pretty
Like,
desperate.
yeah.
Yeah, they're normally pretty hard up for some
No
love.
alarm went off.
It took
somewhere
me
in the
3
middle
years
that.
of them not wanting to video chat before I
man.
decided to wonder why they didn't want to video chat.
Well, I
Like,
think some of them.
if it's the third conversation and I haven't seen your face, we're
Right.
done.
No, that's for sure. No, yeah,
I think some of them kind of know deep down that they're getting.
they
you
do.
know,
They're in denial, but
Right.
they're getting some. There's
They're
a
getting something
there's a
out of it.
payoff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, anytime you're doing something and you know it ain't the right thing, there's a payoff for it.
Yeah.
It's
I
easier
mean, you have to,
believe.
you may have to look inside and figure out what is my payoff.
Right.
Right.
But even if you're staying in a relationship that's toxic and you're fighting all the time, there's a payoff
There's
somewhere.
There's
for
something
you.
you're getting out of it.
Now,
Oh,
what
for
is
sure.
that payoff? Only you can say.
Right.
You know, but that's a fact.
Right.
And then people don't do things with no payoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
no,
mean,
there's
very
gotta be-
rarely. You know, even altruism. Is it altruism or is it feeling good, you know, that you're helping somebody
Right.
and it makes you feel good about you, right? I mean, ultimately, isn't that?
Yeah, there's some motivation.
I mean, I'd love to say
even
that we all
small
do
and
things just to
minuscule.
be great people,
Oh, there's
but we do things because we want to be great people.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly.
Right.
So yeah, I don't. I think that the online dating is real sketch, man. I think
mean,
people put
it's-
forth a lot of things that may or may not be real.
Yeah.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
But
worse,
it's no
worse
more.
than
I
that.
mean, it's no.
It's
It's
worse
no
than
worse than going to your bar or whatever and picking up
No,
some
I mean,
random like.
At the very least, you have human interaction. Like,
Look,
you know, it's
Dating after
tangible.
30 is
I guess-
like playing hide and seek.
I guess-
except no one's looking for you.
The good thing about being catfished is you can't get herpes.
I mean, that's true.
You know, I mean that's the positive.
Yeah.
There is you didn't put it
Right,
somewhere you
right,
shouldn't.
right.
Good job finding that
You
silver
know,
lining.
that is the
The
silver
silver
lining.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know of one. I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I'm thankful to have never been single in the online dating era.
oh yeah,
You know, me and Jamie's been together about a decade now.
yeah.
So that's about right around that time. it
Yeah.
started, you know,
Now
getting
I
bigger.
remember before that, you know, when it wasn't internet, it was phone based,
Yeah.
and you would
Oh,
just
yeah.
call and you would listen to someone. They
Yeah.
would leave
what
a
is it,
message,
Like, yeah.
Right.
and you'd be like, "Oh, I like the sound of that voice."
Yeah.
What about singles ads in the paper? You remember?
Oh
that?
yeah,
All the time.
yeah,
You
yeah.
like
40,
pina colada?
Yeah. looking
Yeah, no,
for a male, you know, 45.
No, it's a great way to meet a serial killer, isn't it?
Right.
Dude, in the classified ads.
Yeah, in the class. Yeah, it's like meeting someone on Craigslist.
Right. I
Yeah,
think
you're
that's
either
where
gonna
it-
die or be arrested. Which do you want? You know?
Really, though, it's an interesting point because, like, I think that's where, and like the birth of online dating, if you want to, you know,
Well,
the
sure
natural
it is,
progression
yeah.
because you had that, and then
Yep.
you had what wasn't there. I remember in the '90s when I was a kid, and like you know, getting to become a teenager and everything. There was like mail order services where they'd send you
Oh,
like
yeah.
tapes and stuff of
Oh,
you know,
right.
Yeah.
people like recording themselves, you know, with
Yeah.
a little dating profile, and
It's funny what we
Now
did
it's all
before we
online.
had the internet.
oh god,
Yeah,
Uh,
you know it's
we
interesting.
lived.
that
Yeah.
People used to use the classified section to talk to each other in codes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
no, there
Oh,
were
yeah.
lots of things that were put in classified ads that were never a classified ad. It
Right,
was a
right.
message that you were sending to someone. You know, it may be about
The
any number of
vacuum
things.
Cleaner sucks really good. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I mean there are things like that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I have a Eureka that sucks on high. Yeah, no, there were lots of things in there that were coded that way.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, I guess to some extent, online dating has been happening forever
I
in
mean,
one way,
yeah, and,
in one
yeah.
way or another.
Shout out to the classifieds, dude. I miss the classifieds.
Yeah.
It was entertainment, man.
It
Before
was
social media,
entertaining,
for
man.
Sure.
It was.
For sure. Because even as a kid, I mean, you didn't want to read the boring newspaper. but
Right.
You could go
You
flip
could go,
through the
yeah.
classifieds, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything was there at one point. I mean, that's where you go to
42
find a
and
job.
Male pattern baldness likes long walks on the
Yeah.
beach. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to find a job, it'd be the classifieds.
Yep.
I remember those
Sell
days.
something. You know,
Yeah.
everybody sells on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace,
Sell your-
Craigslist, that was classifieds.
Yep. Sell your furniture
Yeah.
or your old TV. or
Social
whatever.
media, that was classified.
That was
Yeah.
my first job. Was a newspaper delivery
Oh, nice.
like guy, and
Yeah.
we I started off with like 30 customers, and then this is how I learned about money at a young age. So I was 12 or 13, I think, had my own paper route, and like called up my paper route manager and was like, "Man, I want to make more money. I want to buy more stuff. You know, how do I make more money?
Yeah.
You gotta have more newspapers."
He said, "You
gotta
ever
have
heard
your-"
of Diddy?"
But you got to have more subscribers. Long story short, I built the route from like 30 customers up to 80. But
Nice.
still, it was
Oh,
yeah.
dude. That's yeah.
Hustler from the
That's
beginning.
real
I
nice.
used to love like the classifieds
real
was my
special.
section. Like,
Real special.
yeah.
I had 110.
Did you?
I was about to say you did a paper route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. I did it on a bicycle.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And Sunday was horrible.
Oh yeah, Sunday was always the worst.
It would take me 4 trips on
Right.
Sunday. That's papers in the front, papers in the back.
Yeah.
Because you had the sling over saddle
Mm-hmm.
thing that you would wear, you know.
Right.
And yeah, it'd take me 4 trips because I had basically over by McClellan High School, all of that area over there,
Right.
or a large portion of it. And the craziest part when I think about it, and I don't know if it was the same for you, but we had to go get the papers and roll them. Okay.
Right.
Then you take them, you throw them. The crazy part is I had to go door to door and collect the money.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
I had to on a few of them. At that point, like credit cards were starting to really automatic payments, and
No,
online
we-
I
payments.
never
but
even thought about that.
there was still a
aspect
few
of it,
people
like,
that I had to, and if
No.
they didn't pay, I had to stick a little note
Yeah.
on their door, like
Wow.
I'm not gonna drop off any
No,
more
I-
newspapers
I had,
until you.
Yeah, I had to collect. I'm 12, 13 years
Right,
old,
like,
Yeah.
going to adults, shaking
Yeah.
them down because
Yeah.
they're hiding out because they don't want to pay the $6 for the month of subscription, and I have to keep going over there.
Right.
Or I have to deal with complaints. I had one guy, because some people want it right on the porch. They want it here, they
Right,
want it
yep,
there.
Yep.
And I always, threw it on this guy's porch, or for the most part. And I think maybe this day it must have not quite made it.
Right.
And they would file a complaint.
Yeah.
Okay, and that complaint would come on the top of your newspaper
Yep.
bundle.
Yep.
And so it's the
In a
first
little
thing you
envelope.
see
Yep.
Yep.
is this complaint. So I started saving him for last every day because you almost always have a
Dude.
few extra papers.
You don't mess with your newspaper guy.
No,
Yeah.
and he had those metal doors with all the curly Q things in
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I would just take as many as I had left over and shove them in that door. He was getting 5, 6, 8 papers a day. And I finally got another message that says he got the point. Yeah, I was a prick then too. No doubt about it,
Well,
man.
that's an OG hustle though, the paper route.
Yeah, man. Well, you
It's
have.
not even a job anymore, is it?
Yeah, no, you not for kids, I'm sure. I mean, but
Really, that's an interesting question. Like, because
I don't know. Do
I'm a
kids do
single-
paper routes?
No, but I'm a dad of a 6-year-old. Like, there's no. I was just thinking about that. There's really outside of chores. There's no way for me to teach him about going and working and getting money
Yeah.
outside of chores and
I
stuff.
can't tell you the last time I saw like a paper at the end of somebody's
Yeah.
driveway or at a gas
no.
station
The last
counter or
time,
something.
the last time that
I mean, I remember paper routes and Kool-Aid stands.
the
and
last
everything.
time I had an interaction with a newspaper was when the guy at Come and Go said, "Would you like a free Sunday paper?" And I was like, "No,
No, I'm
No,
good.
I'm good, thanks.
it's free." No, thank you, man.
I'm all right.
I'm
thank
good.
you.
I don't need yesterday's news today. I appreciate it. I can look up what's on TV, but I don't even care because, who watches TV anymore?
Right.
I mean, does anybody use a TV guide?
Yeah. Oh,
That was a big thing.
That was a big thing.
That was like the
on
most
paper, too,
important
yeah.
damn thing in the paper was
Yeah.
the TV
Right.
guide, man.
Yep,
Remember the
this is gonna
TV
be
Guide
on.
channel? You sit there and watch,
Oh, yeah,
scroll
yeah.
around, and they
Oh,
show
yeah,
little
the
TV
channels.
shows. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, the TV Guide, man.
Oh yeah, that was big time, man.
Well, back then, if you missed the show, you missed the show.
That's right.
Right.
there
You were
wasn't
done.
no
That was
rewinding or
yeah,
saving.
no DVR, no recording.
You'd have to get a VHS tape and record
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
god, that's the worst, man.
Horrible.
I used to see when those finally came into vogue. My dad, he owned a car dealership, and I'm pretty sure that there were other things happening too.
Yeah.
I don't know what those
Yeah.
things were,
Right.
but I know that he came home with a VCR
He was an
and
entrepreneur.
he said, "Yeah, I got it out of the trunk of a car." I understand that means it was hot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, it took both he and I to move it in the house. It was a 2-man lift.
Wow.
I'm not
2-man
kidding you. It was
VCR.
about like the size of a small copier. It was massive, man, and it had a top load, and you push it down.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
I remember
crazy,
that.
man. But my parents would get into fights because my mom wanted to record her soap opera if she missed it, so she would always record it. And apparently, she made the mistake of recording over a show called Lonesome Dove. which was like a mini series. It was
Right,
super
right.
popular
Yeah.
back then.
Oh, okay.
My dad lost his shit. Oh my God. Yeah, he's right in the middle of this Western because it was a Western. They're riding, their horses and they're coming
Right.
up on the bad guys, and all of a sudden it cuts into, some soap opera in a
The Young
hospital.
and the Restless.
And he's like, what the? Oh my God, yeah.
Well, Rich, you'll enjoy this being a wrestling guy. One of the biggest heartbreaks in my childhood. I think it was like WrestleMania 19.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is usually like in March or April, or it used
Yeah,
to be.
yeah, usually, yeah, it still
And-
is, yeah.
Well, I'd went on like spring break with my dad, right? I never saw my dad. I went out of state, but I'd talked my parents into ordering WrestleMania, which I think is like $20 back then.
Yeah.
I was going to be on spring break with my dad
Right.
for that Sunday. So I set it to record, did the tape thing. I don't remember how old I was, but I got back home to watch it. It's been days since WrestleMania. You didn't have social media. So
Right,
So you
right,
didn't,
yeah,
no
usually-
spoilers,
Right.
yeah.
Unless your
But I-
friends called you up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I got home and went to play it, and I think it played like the first 2 matches, and something in the tape.
Oh, no.
I was heartbroken.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
heartbroken. I think it was Steve Austin and The Rock.
Oh,
was
I'm
the main
sure.
event.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
Wow,
Made
that's
by the
yeah.
VCR, and
I
yeah.
bet you were, though.
Yeah,
I mean, because
for sure.
back then, that was it. There wasn't no way to go back and watch it.
To talk my parents into buying the $20
Oh, yeah.
pay-per-view.
Oh,
was
hey,
God.
Yeah, we didn't order pay-per-views.
No, hell no.
That was when you had to call a number for
Yeah.
the pay-per-view. You
I
had
used
call,
to-
like,
And they would build the cable
My
because it wasn't nobody giving no credit cards. First of all, most people didn't have them.
yeah,
Right.
Second of all, they certainly weren't giving them over a phone.
I was too poor to even have cable, let alone pay per view.
Right,
But
right.
my best buddy, 6 doors down,
Yeah.
his parents let him get the
Right, right.
event, so he would always go and order the pay per views and record them, and then run the DV or the VHS down to my
Yeah.
DVD. Run the tape down to my house after the event and be like, "You gotta watch."
Yeah,
this."
hell yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, you were past. I mean, did you watch videos, VCRs? Did
Oh,
you
yeah,
when
yeah.
you were younger?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. for
Okay.
sure, for sure.
So how long did that before it was all gone, basically?
Honestly, I think even when I moved out at 17 or 18, my parents still had the
Videos.
Well, it had changed to where it was VCR DVD combo.
Right. The new combo
So
unit.
everybody
yeah.
had that.
Yeah,
And
okay.
at one point, they made it to where you could use those to record your VHSs onto a
Onto a
disc.
DVD, yeah. Now, did you have cassette tapes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes,
You had
yes.
cassette tapes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
both of you did.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What was the first cassette you bought?
I never bought any. My mother had a huge collection of
Okay,
classic
so
rock
you-
ones,
you- oh, okay.
Yeah, Motley
Yeah.
Crue,
Yeah.
Motley Crue,
So
Bat
that's-
Out of Hell, or no, that's I think that's
Meatloaf is
Meat-
bad out of hell, but
Meatloaf.
yeah,
Um,
but the Shout at the Devil.
yeah, shout out the devil. A ton of old '80s
Yeah.
rock stuff that my mom had.
Yeah, okay, so that's what you were getting down to.
Yeah, everybody had their their wooden cabinet.
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
perfect
yeah,
shape.
that's right, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
in home, and then I had the portable, which was a black double side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That you flip over and unzip, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you got 30 on each side.
Yeah.
How about you, man? What you remember your first cassette?
Oh God, I don't. I
No.
don't. I remember there was a lot of them, and I grew up like I listened to all my parents. My dad was into like Elvis and oldies
yeah.
back then, is what it was
Right.
called. So Chuck Berry, but
Right.
I mean my young musical influence goes all the way from Frank Sinatra to whoever was the popular guys at that time.
Right,
So
Yeah.
I would honestly say probably my first record, cassette, whatever that I could remember was probably the Beatles because my mom was always a music
Okay.
listener and she was a
Okay.
huge Beatles fan.
She was
So
a big Beatles fan.
oh, she's probably still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, I imagine. I
Like-
understand. My mom, look, what your mom was to Beatles, mine was to Elvis.
Yeah.
And we had a shrine to Elvis at
Yeah.
the house. Yeah, I
Yeah.
promise you, when I say a shrine, I mean
Yeah.
there was an area that belonged to Elvis,
Well-
and that was it. And you didn't defile it.
And my mom just saves everything anyways. Like, I'm pretty sure in our house we still have one of the original phones that came in like the pouch and you
Oh, yeah,
stuck
the
the
bag
antenna
phone.
to the top
Yeah,
of your
bag
car
phone.
and yeah. Who was it here on Facebook? Sorry, we got some more comments. Robbie said he doesn't even remember his first CD. Jeff says he was the Rabbit Ears. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, no.
Shane on Facebook says, how many of y'all were the remote control?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
no,
gotta go
that's
up there and
that's
change it on the TV.
yeah, yeah. How many can remember watching a black and white TV?
Yeah,
No.
I can for sure.
Yeah, I had
No,
one
I
of
was
those
in color.
in my bedroom. I had
Yeah.
one.
Used to, you could just buy a TV and plug it into the wall.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
work. You didn't have to have the digital converter box.
Right. No, they used to have an antenna or a lot of aluminum foil.
Yeah.
We used
Yep.
a lot of that too.
I
You
don't
know.
remember. It wasn't a paper route, but I did little stuff, sold stuff, and I'd saved up and bought like a $3 black and white TV at a yard sale. Because I didn't have
Wow.
a TV in my
Was
room.
it the little black one with the little square about 4 inches?
No, it was at one time it was white, but by the time I got it, it was yellow.
Okay,
it had,
yes, I know the one.
Smokers film over.
Yeah,
it.
that's right. Nicotine stained appropriately.
But that was a big deal because I didn't have a TV in my bedroom, and I
Yeah.
saved up and got me my own TV. And hey, it was black and white, but I loved it. It was
No, I
awesome,
mean, if
yeah.
it did that was the cool thing about, you know, being entrepreneurial as a kid because back then there were a lot of opportunities
Yeah,
as
for
a
sure.
kid to make money, and
Oh,
most of
yeah.
them didn't involve giving up your BH. You know what I mean? No, I mean, I was a babysitter, and I was a very popular babysitter
Right.
because I was a good one. You know,
Right.
I did what I was supposed to do, and so
Yeah.
I probably babysat for 3 different families on the street that I lived on.
Right.
I threw a paper route.
Yeah.
And when I threw the paper out, I'd get stuff out of the trash, clean it up, and have yard sales.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, yeah, I was doing everything I could to make it, trading baseball
yeah,
cards,
that was a
I
big
mean,
one.
that's just
sports
the-
cards.
Going
Yeah,
around to your neighborhood, you know, hey, I'll mow your grass for
Yeah,
$5
I did a
or
lot of lawn
whatever. That
mowing.
was,
Yeah,
that
hell
was
yeah,
what you
mowed-
did as a kid.
mowed a lot of lawns. Now
Yeah.
my kids, they barely can start a lawn.
Well, and that's barely start the laundry, yeah.
Yeah, but that too.
I feel like that was just a big thing. If you needed some money, just asking neighbors, "Hey, what do you need? What
Yeah,
chores
yeah,
need
you can
done?"
go. You can wash
Right.
a car. I've washed
Yeah.
cars.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that
I've
anymore.
stacked stones. I've done.
Yeah.
I mean, you just go around and go, what can I do to get
Yeah,
$5?
rake leaves.
Yeah. Oh my
clean
God, that's
gutters,
the worst
yeah.
raking leaves.
Oh, God.
Oh, I did hate that. I did
Yeah.
hate that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
funny though the differences between then and now.
Mike,
You can't do. I could have. Not in a million years would I trust for my kid to go out and knock on people's doors
well,
and
it's
ask what he
different
can
now.
do for them.
No, it's different now. I mean, I know most people wouldn't. But you know, I mean, most people wouldn't let their kids disappear for the entire day
I mean, that's.
Oh yeah,
and come back at
different
dark.
times. That was
You
my
know,
rule.
I mean,
Yep.
that was it. When the porch light came on, your
You
ass better
came
be
home,
home.
yep.
You know.
Yep.
And I got caught out a few times and got my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
Mike said he traded a joint for for Tesla Mechanical Renaissance. Yeah, that was a good trade. That's a good tape right there. I assume that you traded for the tape, right? Yeah. No, that was a good tape. That was that prime '80s right there.
Robbie on Facebook just said, you know, it'd be fun if Patrick was a ref at a future wrestling event.
How about if I compete? I'm
That's what I'm
competing
saying.
Ooh, I
in
like
this one coming up.
Let's talk about it for a minute. So we got.
all right, let's do that. Hold on.
We've
Let's
had
do
a lot
this.
of development.
Let's do this, and then we're going to talk about it.
All
Okay, hold on. Let's just do this real quick. You know what? As a real estate agent, putting you with the right mortgage person is critical. One of my favorites to work with is Josh Taylor at AMC Mortgage, and I'll tell you why. A lot of guys out there are stiff. They treat you like a number. Josh treats you like a friend. He's going to work through with you on everything you need. Look, he just got a pair of my clients into a home with $500 total. Yeah, paid the closing and the down payment costs all covered in there. I'm not saying that's what you're going to get, but I'm saying that's how good he is. Check him out. Give him a call, 351-2579. It's Josh Taylor at AMC Mortgage. If you're looking for a local mortgage guy, that's one that I recommend. You know what? As a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. And the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggin Law. Okay, RigginLaw.com. Kristen Riggin there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigginLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigginLaw.com is the solution. Check them out. If you're looking for a vehicle, how about a late model, low mileage vehicle? Go to Fitz Auto. Listen, if you want a car, a truck, an SUV, a boat, a camper, a side-by-side, they have everything that you want and then some. But don't worry about bad credit. That's what they deal with. They're their own bank. Look, you can check them out online at fitzauto.com, or you can go in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. Find out why we've bought 7 vehicles from Fitz Auto. They're that good. I hit some button and something went haywire, but we're okay now. Everybody's fine. Everybody's
We're good.
We're back.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
Everybody's
Good
got
enough.
their arms and legs. We're good. So we were talking about Ark and Brawl. You wanted to bring that up.
Well, yeah, just because he had mentioned that,
Yeah.
you know, about you being a ref. And yeah, so we're going to have you and, it's going to be you and Jimmy Buffet.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffet, the guy who body slammed me, who manhandled me.
Yeah.
Get your
And,
redemption.
and it would have been fine if he just hadn't talked shit after. And that I couldn't
That was
stand
too
for.
much.
I know that was one
That was
step
too
too
much.
far for me.
Yeah.
So I told him that I was going to help adjust his attitude a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I like it.
Yeah, no, it'll be likable
Yeah.
because I'm gonna put it on him. I promise you that.
Sounds
You need
good.
a corner man?
Huh?
You need a corner man?
I might.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey.
I could. Might need one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that show's going to be January 25th, Ark and Brawl, and it's 4 different independent wrestling divisions that are in Arkansas and beyond, right?
Correct. Well, yeah, they're all based here in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have Vapors Wrestling, Vapors Championship Wrestling. That's of course the promotion I co-own.
Yeah.
Wrestling with Pride. That's up in Oil Trough. I think actually they're getting ready to move to Paragould.
Okay.
TNR and AWE, which AWE is just out here in Searcy. You know,
Yeah,
however you-
Cersei. Yeah, it's
Searcy. I'm
Cersei.
getting the pronunciation down.
Don't let anybody tell you it's Cersei. It's not.
Yeah, no.
It's also not
Cersei.
Canis
Right. All
or
right.
Cantrell. Cantrell.
Or Rodney Parham.
Rodney Parham. That's a
Yeah.
great one too. Yeah, I love
like,
that one.
Sounds like my GPS.
Well, that's what I mean. The
most of my-
GPS. It's like nobody can help this person out with the GPS pronunciations. I mean, you can't. You know.
But yeah, we're gonna have you and Jimmy go at it for I believe the championship, Vapors Championship, is gonna be on the line.
And
for
didn't
that.
you tell me that you had gotten with the powers that be and were able to elevate a match?
Yeah. So, and that's a great way to put it. So I like it.
Thank you.
So we have these are 2 guys that are super well known in the independent scene. It's Ray Ivy and Insane Shane.
Okay,
Of
yeah,
course, I think he's Daddy Shane now, but they are going to compete in what is going to be the first ever in Arkansas scaffolding match.
Oh, dude, I'm pumped for that.
So what does
So-
that mean?
So what we're gonna do is I've talked with Kerry from Legion Scaffolding.
That's right.
Yeah. So he's helping you out. He's gonna help us out too. We're gonna build some scaffolding that's gonna be about 10 feet above the ring.
Okay.
Both wrestlers will start out, get up on the scaffolding, you know, whatever. And then essentially the whole point of the mat is to throw your opponent off of the scaffolding.
So they have to hit the mat below.
Yeah. Once you get thrown off,
King of the
you
hill.
hit 10 feet
Yeah.
down to the mat.
Yeah,
You're the loser.
Okay.
Who's ever standing is the winner.
that's
I
going to
like
be awesome, man. That's going to be great,
Oh,
man.
dude, it's gonna be insane.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah,
And
it
here's
is
the
great.
great thing about this. You might think, you know, if you're thinking about what tickets should cost for this, what, 25, 30 bucks, 50 bucks?
Well, especially you're gonna be doing some comedy there also,
Yeah,
right?
I will. I do plan on doing a little bit of comedy. Something like that might run you a lot of money, but not this time. It's free.
Absolutely.
Nice.
It's
$3.93.
absolutely free. That's what it's going to be. It's free, and we're going to have at
gonna do
least
some
hot
hot dogs,
dogs.
yeah.
May have some food trucks. We still don't know on that yet. We're working out a couple details, but it's going to be amazing right here at 1021 Hemlock in North Little Rock
Right.
at the Legion Scaffold Center. And you'll be able to come through, see the studios here,
Right.
and be able to see where we're doing all this magical stuff at and check it out. And
Well, and of course, I'm working on the wrestling side of it. You had mentioned food trucks and things like that.
yeah,
Like,
it's
look,
very
if there's,
possible. Yeah.
if there's, because again, I wanted it to be a free event. We had talked
Yes,
about
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Something fun to bring the kids out to and everything. A family event that may grow into something that we do more.
I think.
But there are a lot of moving parts to it.
Yes.
Not just the wrestling aspect of it. And
Right.
like, if it's cool with you, if anybody wants to help out or get involved,
Oh,
you
yeah.
understand that, it's free. We're not going to pay you for involvement or anything, but dude, I'm open to it. Hit me up, hit you up, get with
yeah.
us.
Yeah, if you want to get involved, be a volunteer or
Yeah.
help out with any of that, then reach out online to us, or you can reach out through the website patrickandthepeople.com.
Yep. Just
There-
look me up on Facebook,
yeah.
Rich Rockwell.
And while I'm at it, you've seen many people come in the studio so far. Why not you?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you interesting? Don't you have something to say? Don't you have a story to tell?
Come on.
Why don't you come in? why don't you come hang out with us? You can go on to the website, patrickandthepeople.com, and there's an area right there where you can say, hey, I want to be on the show.
Right.
And you just put your information there. It's real simple, real straightforward. And come be a guest. Come hang out.
Yeah,
it's fun. It is, isn't
Come
it?
hang out, dude.
Bring donuts.
I look forward to it every week.
I mean, it really is.
No, seriously,
it's a good
great
time.
time.
Yeah.
It is. You'll have a great time. And we always do a little after show.
Yeah.
I keep threatening to record that because, man, a lot of good stuff comes out of the
for
after
sure.
show.
For sure.
You know, there may or may not
Well,
be
That's
things in the air. But it's great. It's a great time after the show every time.
We should start doing that, especially since it's a benefit to being a Patreon member.
Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe putting them on the after show.
And
You
speaking
think?
about that, I don't think we've mentioned about the Patreon lately.
Well, we
but-
do have a Patreon, and I've this week I've been neglectful, but I've been posting pretty actively in it, and now I'm getting ready to get all the co-hosts in it as well.
Nice.
Nice.
And then we're going to have our super VIP chat for those people that can reach out during the show and connect VIP to you about a comment or something like that, which
Kinda
is
like
cool.
we do over Facebook and stuff.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
more personal.
Yes, it is, and it's $5 a month. That's what it is, and you also get either a set of shot glasses or a coffee cup with the logo on it when you sign up. So
$5
it's
is
a
made
good
back
Christmas
right there.
gift. Good Christmas gift right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So good times. Yeah. So be sure and come. Find out more on our Facebook or website about Ark and Brawl. And it's going to be a hell of a time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
For that Ark and Brawl, do we need ring girls for that? Is that something?
Yeah,
we can
I
have?
mean,
Hey man, if they,
You don't have
again,
ring
look,
girls, right?
I don't have any readily available that I
Yes,
know of.
we need
but
ring girls.
Yeah.
I'll do some homework and I'll do
Okay.
some recruiting. And,
Okay.
I'll
So
take
you're
it
gonna take
serious.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna take that on?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
You know, we need
All right.
some
Bundy
people
is the ring girl guy
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
help the wrestlers on their entranceway out
There
to
you
the
go.
ring.
Yeah, no,
man.
you always want to have that. Certainly people who can help walk them to the ring
Right.
or show what's going on. Come up in the ring and walk around and tell
Right.
Yeah.
educate and inform. That's
Right.
what they do.
Right.
The ring girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, educate and inform.
Right.
That's why we need them there.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, that's what we're about. Nothing. It's education and information, right? I mean,
That's what we're
There's
about.
gonna be some type of education going
well,
on.
that's true.
All
All right. Okay, we got through that. Let's go here and talk about this for a minute. Have you ever overheard a couple of young people talking? Now, the other day, I think it was you two that did the quiz, wasn't it?
That was me and Carrie.
You and Carrie.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you weren't here for the quiz, but I did quiz them about modern slang,
We both did pretty good.
and you
No,
both.
I thought I was in on that.
Mm,
Wasn't it me and
I may have done it with you and Amanda too.
it wasn't Amanda,
No,
it was
Amanda,
Marla.
Marla.
Me and
okay,
Marla,
that's
yeah.
right. So
Yeah, good
both
deal.
of you have
But
done
still,
it.
Good deal, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is a new thing about the most searched slang for 2024, and some of these you may not know.
Okay.
Shows just how much language is changing. It's a team from Unscrambler. They examine Google search data of Americans in every state to see which expressions they're Googling. So topping the chart, and you would expect this with 260,000 searches, the word demure. You know, that's been everywhere right now, right?
God.
But there are other ones too, and let's see if you know what they mean. Sigma.
Oh wait, that's a thing now?
Sigma.
I
You know,
thought my kiddo was just being like, quirky or weird or something.
I
He's
think-
been going around saying that all the
I
time.
think Six Sigma, which is a corporate method of efficiency, but no, it refers to a lone wolf who operates outside social hierarchies.
Okay, well.
It's a Sigma.
All right.
Okay.
All right, how about this one? Skibbity.
Skibbity. I've heard it, but I couldn't tell you what it
I
means.
heard it. I couldn't
Yeah.
Google something.
It refers to a viral internet trend that features animated videos of singing toilets. Skibbity.
Okay, I had no
No?
clue. I was clued out on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. How about Hocktua? What is that?
Oh God.
Spit on that thing.
The girl that needs to go away.
Oh, she's not going away anytime soon, bro.
Oh, have you heard about that whole entire viral crypto coin thing?
Mhm.
Yeah, look, man.
Everybody hates on her. I'm kind of
I don't-
in love with her, dude. I don't know. Just how we talked about earlier with the body counts, like
That's funny.
that's perfect right there.
Yeah.
That is the
That's
girl
perfect,
I'm looking
yeah.
for if I'm a single guy. Like I'm tracking her down.
She's doing very well, and I don't think that crypto thing is going to be anything. That
Yeah, no,
people get mad because they lose money, but if you invest in someone who's been famous for 15 seconds
I mean,
in an invisible form of money, you're the dumbass. You're the dumbass.
Oh man.
Let's see. How about this one? Schmaltz. Schmaltz. That apparently refers to excessive sentimentality or melodrama. Katz. Katz. Know that one? Anybody heard of that?
Nope.
A term for anything enjoyable, fun, or pleasing. It can also mean yes.
Cats.
Katz. Catz. Doesn't give me the origin. All right. You might have a preen. I don't know.
Would you? What?
Yeah. You might have a
Go get
preen.
that checked out or something?
That's it. Yeah. You might have to. It's an adolescent who tries to act like a teenager. A
preen.
A preen. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know.
Yeah. Now it says,
It's
what's
not that
slang like in your state? And they say every state has its own unique terms.
So what is?
They only gave one for Arkansas,
Well, you know.
and I've never heard of it. Herkle Durkle.
What?
Herkle Durkle. That's a TikTok trend for lying in bed, lingering in bed all day, I guess. Herkle Durkle.
Herkle.
Have you ever heard of that?
So if somebody comes up to you and you're just, like I get a text message like, "Hey, what are you doing?" and I'm just chilling in bed, not really doing anything.
Herkle Durkle.
I'm doing the Herkle Durkle,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
I'm Herkle
Herkle
Durkling.
Durkle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
No, me either. All right. How about Delulu? You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, like delusional.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, that's the trend. They like to shorten words.
that's all it is.
It's all about
Abbreviation.
talking quicker.
Yeah. Because you need to be so much more efficient with your words.
Right.
Let's see. Is there any other one here that?
Hey, now that they're shortening all these words, you know what they have time for?
What?
Researching news articles. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't
that's
have
a
to
good
have
idea.
biased
Yeah, that's
things.
a great idea. If someone is based, do you know what that means?
Based? Like
They're based. BASED.
they're stuck there. They're staying there. That's where they're set up at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm based.
I don't know. I kind of think of it as like inebriated. Like
All right.
where-
Yeah. It's neither.
Okay.
It is being unapologetically yourself and not giving a damn what anyone thinks. You're based. I'm not moved by political things. I'm based.
Okay.
This is what I think. I don't give a damn what you think. It doesn't matter to me.
Maybe
We
I'll try to
should
use
call those people
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's,
Could
you
be.
know,
I mean, it
hey,
could
if
be.
you didn't give it, you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Latasha says, "Oh my God, my daughter says all these new slang words."
Yeah. Oh, does
She never tells anyone what they mean. She said.
Oh, they like to be cryptic about it. Yeah.
The thing is, like, he's been going around the last week. He'll go, "What the Sigma?" And I'm like, "What the Sigma? What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I don't even know if he's using it right
Yeah.
according to this. You should tell him when you get home. Sigma means lone wolf, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're not really using it right.
Yeah,
so.
that's if
See,
you're gonna
that's what
use
I
the
did. That's
slang,
what I
you
love.
gotta-
That's what I love doing, or used to love doing to my kids. I've always loved slang anyway. As a writer, especially writing rants. I want to stay as current as I can, so I've always looked ahead at slang to go, how can I incorporate newer language?
Right.
Because it just helps you reach more people.
Yeah.
And it makes it intriguing.
Right.
And so I would learn them and I would start using them. And it would be so awkward for them when they'd have their friends over and I'd come in and start dropping things, dropping all these phrases.
Why are you acting so sus?
Yeah.
I like your Riz.
Yeah. No, that kind of stuff. And they would, Dad. Yeah, it was fun
I mean,
though.
that's, your parents used to do that to you. They
No,
embarrassed
they
you
weren't
and
cool like that.
Yeah,
They
no.
did not do that to me. No.
They never embarrassed
No.
you and try and act.
Oh
cool.
yeah, no, they didn't. My dad couldn't care less about being cool. I do remember, and I'll never forget my grandfather coming in one day, and I was playing some music for my grandma. I don't know why that I thought she might like some rock, but I would play certain songs for my grandmother because she was my grandma, right? And my grandpa came in shaking his head, and I'm like, what is it? And he goes, I done heard about all these bands. This Deaf Tiger and Flat Snake.
Deaf Tiger, Flat Snake.
Yeah. That was the funniest shit I ever heard in my life at that point. Yeah. Deaf Tiger and Flat Snake. I was like, man, what is going on with this guy, man? Are you kidding me? Deaf Tiger and Flat Snake. That's right. That's what I'm listening to right now. Little Flat Snake. Yeah, no, nothing better than that.
Like when I tried to tell my dad that the first concert I wanted to go see was Bare Naked Ladies. That was
Oh,
they
yeah.
came out with their song 1 week, and he was
Yeah.
like, you're not going to see any bare naked ladies. And I was like, no, Dad, it's 5 guys. And he was like, what the hell are you talking about? Definitely
Yeah,
no.
that's not gonna work. Yeah, no, that's weird, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're grounded.
Yeah, why do you want to go see guys that are talking about ladies and they're naked and what? No.
Yeah, lots of things that it's funny when they're misunderstood, isn't it?
I always scared the hell out of my parents because I was really into metal growing up. So they'd be
See?
like, you want to go see Cannibal Corpse? Or
Right.
something? Like,
Now I wasn't that bad, but my parents did have, well, not my dad. Again, he didn't give a shit. But my mom, she got real angsty because I don't know how I made it so oddly not into the harder rock scene for a
Yeah,
long
right.
till I was like 13.
That's about
you
when
know?
I got into it. At
And
13,
so about
14.
all the way to 13, I was Rick Springfield.
Right,
the
right.
Beach Boys.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
that,
the
that
oldies.
cool kind of
Bermuda.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I started getting into rock, and then by the time I turned 16,
Butthole surfers.
no, it was Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil,
Yeah.
and you fold out that album because it was an album at that time, and every one of them are wearing leather, and not a lot of it, but it's leather and spikes. They've all got more makeup than any
Oh,
chick
yeah.
you've ever seen, and my mom
Belly
just
shirt.
couldn't understand what the hell was going on. She was very concerned for me at that time, like, is he going, and I guess I get it. She came up on the Beatles and
Right,
Elvis.
right.
These guys are talking about, 10 seconds to love.
Yeah.
Pull my trigger, my gun's loaded with your love. I don't even know what that means. But my mom sure thought she did.
Right. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so yeah, she didn't like the turn that happened when I went
Yeah,
into hard
right.
rock, especially
Just thought your cheese was sliding off
the
your cracker a
satanic
bit.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that had to be satanic. And I'm like, well, they're shouting at the devil, not
Yeah,
with
well,
him, Mom. That didn't hold up.
No,
She
no.
just don't play it when I'm around. I don't want to hear that.
Right. Right.
Okay. All right. Did your mom ever tell you not to play something?
Me and my mom are pretty close in age, relatively. We're 17 or 18 years apart. So she grew up in the 80s. So she
Yeah.
was always, she liked rock.
She
growing
was
up,
there, yeah.
So she
See,
was.
my mom and I were that same type distance
Uh-huh.
apart. I think she was 19 and a half, actually. But the eras were different.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
right.
and I was the 80s. She was the
Yeah.
60s and 70s.
Yeah, it's
you know?
more bigger of a contrast.
Yeah, no, it was a way bigger contrast because her hard rock was Creedence.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know,
my
that
mom-
was edgy back then. Creedence was edgy,
Right, right. My mom liked like Motley Crue and AC/DC. but,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Started listening to Slayer.
Y'all were
Yeah.
smoking.
Heavier
Y'all were
metal.
smoking crack together and stuff. Yeah. No, it's all good. We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
We're
we're
good.
good.
No, let's do this. We're going to a concert.
Yeah, my parents did take me to an AC/DC concert
Did
when I
they?
was like 14 or
Were-
15.
Was your dad wearing a sleeveless AC/DC t-shirt?
I mean, he probably was. I don't
He
know.
had to be. Yeah. Who wears sleeves to AC/DC?
Right,
If you're
right.
wearing sleeves to an AC/DC show, something's wrong. You haven't got the dress code.
Right.
Yeah. What about yourself? Did your mom or dad ever stop you from listening to any particular music?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Which
yeah.
one- what
I
was it?
remember plenty of times of like if the CD had the parental advisory sticker
Oh,
on
yeah,
it, you couldn't
yeah.
have it. So
Yeah.
I just take my thumb and cover over it. Be like, look, it doesn't have it. No, it's Eminem. There's no bad words in it at all. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
right,
talking about.
right. So what kind of stuff would they? Was it rap? Like
I mean, I
did
did
it
it
have
all. There was
language or
Eminem, Disturbed, Drowning Pool.
all of that stuff was a
all
no-go.
that stuff was no. I mean, I still listen.
You know
to
what's
it.
funny now is that you see commercials, you see these things, you see, where that kind of hard rock was so frightening to parents.
Oh,
now,
right.
now it's in backgrounds of everything.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw Twisted Sister, We're Not Going to Take It for a car commercial.
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell just happened in my life here?
Right.
This is supposed to be a rebellious thing,
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going to take it. You're
I
trying to
kinda
sell
have-
Nissans.
I kind of have like some resentment towards that because I feel like,
You're killing my childhood.
well, yeah, and just like, I was like, not shamed, but, I get in trouble for listening to certain
Yeah.
music, and
Yeah.
that music
No,
is
it's-
celebrated.
that's right, it's-
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's with Martha Stewart.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Snoop Dogg. When I was coming up, and the reason I liked him is because he was a murderer.
Right.
He was a
Yeah,
murderous,
it's the
drug
Olympics.
dealing thug, and I
Right.
loved
Right.
it. I don't know why I shouldn't. It
Right.
was theatrical. It was crazy. And that's all they talked about. Hoes,
Right.
getting high, and killing people.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
And now it's at the Olympics.
And now, now he's doing a commentary over Animal Planet. You know, it's like, wow, you know how things change. You know, Ice Cube went from, you know, a natural born killer to are we there yet?
Yeah.
You know, it's such a funny turn.
Ice-T, same way.
Yeah,
The
Ice-T.
cop killer, and now he's Law and Order.
Now he's on Law and Order for 20, longer than anybody else.
Yeah.
20 years he's been a cop, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild, isn't it? All right. Let's do something else, shall we?
Manners for men.
When walking with a lady,
After you.
always walk between her and the street for safety. And the reflection off the store windows will enable you to see her butt.
Oh, they're having a sale. This has been Manners for Men. Fist bump, dick punch.
So let's talk about a little more about AI. According to this article, artificial intelligence technology is poised to wreak havoc on the music industry. A new study shows that recording artists expect to lose nearly a quarter of their income in the next 4 years due to AI. Now, I don't know if this is true. I'm just sharing the information. The study, which was released Wednesday by the International Confederation of Societies of Authors and Composers, that is a long name, found that the AI revolution will make tech companies even richer, while artists will see revenue streams take a hit unless government regulators step in.
Yeah, there's a
Do
solution.
you want the government to ever step? No, it's almost never the solution. Says music creators are at risk of losing 24% of their income by 2028. In the music sector, generative AI music is projected to account for 20% of traditional music streaming platforms revenues and 60% of music libraries by 2028. So they're going to use, you know, if you use music created by a human,
Right.
in a commercial, in any application that you might think of, you're required to credit and pay a royalty to that creator, right? So what they're saying is, well, if we use AI to create it, then we don't have to pay anybody,
Right.
and we don't have to worry about
And
it.
have you heard some of, like, I don't know if y'all have checked them out, but they're not bad.
Right.
Who's not bad?
The AI songs that it pumps out, like
Like
if you
what?
like, you can just go
Are
to
you
one.
bumping? You got an album from one right now?
I could actually probably find you a couple songs to play for real.
Yeah?
I think I even had one, like, back when I made you that little video that for the new opener video. I had it come up with like a little possible song thing or whatever. But like, heck, I know of there's even some wrestling promotions out there where wrestlers use their theme music is AI generated.
Well, I
And
mean,
you can't tell a difference.
No.
Did you hear about? There's another example. Have you heard about the one with Randy Travis?
No, what
That
about
they used AI to help come out with like
a new song?
a whole new album and give Randy back his voice, and it sounds just like him.
But it's
like
not,
young
hold on,
Randy
but
Travis.
it's not him?
No, it's not him at all.
Hold on. So Randy made a new album, but it's not Randy.
Right. It sounds like him.
right.
They had this
Randy's
person like
company, his people use tech to put his voice back in but they're technically they're Randy songs.
yeah,
That's
essentially.
interesting.
So like, hang on, I'm looking it up. Give me just a minute.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
that's-
because this is the song that it did, or one of them. But yeah, they were making it more. I'm looking for
But
more
I'm just
news.
saying, but this is something that he put out and he's just using it to okay.
Country singer. Let's see.
So what happened to his voice?
Well, yeah, he suffered a stroke.
Oh.
This has been since the stroke.
Oh, okay.
And basically, you know, he's
So
been
he didn't sing as well since then.
well, yeah, he hasn't really been able to much at all.
Yeah.
I mean-
Probably didn't sound as good.
What, the AI thing?
No, the songs after you have a stroke.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
bet they
probably
don't.
not.
I'm guessing it's not quite in key.
Yeah,
It's not
probably
in key,
not.
Probably,
Yeah,
not in
that's it.
tune. I got it. Okay.
But it was a cool thing.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
that's
nonetheless,
super
yeah.
interesting that they did that. And that makes you start to wonder, okay, well, how many are already doing that?
Right.
Right.
How many artists are supplementing their voices with AI now?
Well,
I'm not talking about auto tune. I'm talking about AI
Straight up.
Right.
Yeah.
because that's different. Because if you look at, for example, a Robert Plant, you look at a Vince Neil, when they were in their prime, in their youngest period of singing, their voices were so high, you had to wonder if they had nuts.
Right.
You know?
Right. How are they
Fast
doing
forward to now, and they they haven't been doing that, but all of a sudden, I wonder if they will.
Right.
If they'll start making music and doing that that
Yeah,
way.
because that's part of the problem. I think it speaks to just like the quality of music right now,
Yeah.
that AI can replicate something that sounds like it so easily.
mean-
Such a run in the mill pandering.
I think
If y'all
that
want, I was gonna say I have that. I can play this song by Randy.
no,
Travis
don't,
here,
don't,
but
please
no.
don't. But I don't. No, it's not necessary. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
But I think that that's an interesting point. But I
Right.
think you're going to have a backlash. It's already happening in a way, but I think that the backlash will be it'll go to a singer-songwriter vibe for a while.
Right.
It'll kick back to that
Yeah.
because everything else
Go full
can
circle.
be electronically done.
Well, and that's what
and
I
I'm
was
sure
saying.
you
But
could with this too, but I'm saying that I think you'll go to that singer-songwriter vibe to counteract
Right.
the intensity of AI music.
Well, because I was kind of thinking the opposite. Like, this gives all those songwriters the chance to really make
They
it
have the same ability.
too,
yeah.
I guess,
to cut
guess.
out the artist instead of saying,
Right.
hey, you make the song sound how you want it to sound. I'll just write the words.
Right.
Now they can go, no,
What-
this is what it is. This
Well,
is
how
why I
would-
wrote it. This is what I want it
how-
to sound like.
And people would say that's not real, but I would challenge you and say, how many
Yeah.
greeting cards have you bought in your life?
Right.
Yeah, it's the same.
Because
same
that
concept.
message wasn't written by you,
Right.
Same
but you
concept.
liked the message,
Right.
Right.
right? Would it be any different?
No,
I don't
no,
think
it's
so.
the
I
same
mean,
think so.
concept.
if I'm a writer and I can create a successful AI artist and I write all the music, design the artist,
Right. Why not?
Yeah,
why
more
couldn't I
power
be
to you.
paid for that? I mean, it's like creating animation.
That is
Right.
building your brand
Yeah, I mean,
yourself,
it really is.
you know?
I think that's a good way to look at all the AI stuff. I'm sure there's a ton of negatives that will come and
Yeah,
that
of
people
course.
talk
Oh, yeah.
about, but on the opposite side of the token, it's that much more opportunity for anybody
Look,
who wants to utilize it.
Let me tell you something. Every time society improves, steps up, goes to that next
Innovates.
level, innovates, there are always those who give you the catastrophic warning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I promise you, at some point
Oh, it's going to happen.
in history, listen to me, at some point in history, somebody said, you kids in these newfangled books
Right.
sitting around looking
Yeah,
at these
dude.
dumbass words are going to ruin the planet because you're
Yeah.
never going to get any work done.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to
1000%.
you kids looking at all these
Yeah.
videos
Yeah.
Yeah.
are wasting time looking at videos. Well, hell, I damn near became a carpenter through videos,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
through YouTube. You know what I mean?
I explain that to people being an electrician too. It's like you've seen it throughout history all the time. Like the lantern guy was really mad at
Oh,
the light bulb.
that's
guy,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so on and
That's
so on.
every one of them.
Radio, TV, internet.
Yeah, this
like, you know.
LED.
Yes.
You're going to make me get rid of all these light bulbs. I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
everything almost new we push back on.
Yep.
You know, and especially if it's a real game changer, you're going to have a percentage of people who go, this is going to take everybody's job.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the horse and carriage guy thought the car was gonna. You
is
know,
the
I mean, you have
ultimate
that
goal
same-
not to cut out the middle person and keep more money for
Well,
yourself.
that's the one consistency is innovation wins every time. You
Right.
can be against it for emotional or political reasons, but
But
it's
ultimately,
gonna win.
if it's a good innovation, it will
Right,
win.
right.
Yeah. Most of the bad ones don't, but the good
Right.
ones do. No, it's exactly right. And that's why whether, electric cars succeed or fail has zero to do with the government
Right.
or any type of, rebate. It
Right,
has to do
right.
with, do people want it?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Do
Is
they,
it,
called
is it
for?
good? Is it needed?
Right.
The only reason that I will not get an electric car
It's
is
because you're
because-
smart?
Yeah, that no. Because honestly, the distance
I'm
that they
sorry,
got
that's
car, and
wrong.
it takes 24 hours to charge it up. Why am I going to
Right.
drive 300 miles to wait a day and charge it up?
Right.
I don't know if it
But-
takes that long. I just know that right now it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And until it makes sense, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's too expensive for too little. I'm not really helping the planet with it.
Right.
Right.
I don't
I agree
buy
with
it
you.
right now.
Right.
Now, I would love to drive one once just
to see.
because the zero lag of speed.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that I'll admit,
Right.
electric cars superior to combustion in the ability to deliver instant speed.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's boom. There's
Right.
no lag, and so that intrigues me. But beyond that, no, I don't.
No.
Right.
I don't really care. I want my cars to make a sound. makes me more comfortable.
You
You
want to
know,
hear that?
I don't
mean,
know.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
I
Yeah.
thought they do. Don't they do like a little jingle or something when they drive by or
They
something?
they can, yeah, to warn the deaf or the blind people, not the deaf people, the blind people. You know, hopefully the deaf people see it. But all
It's
right,
fun to watch the technology develop, though, in real time. You know, we're seeing it happen. You know, in 30 years, it'll probably just be a run in the mill.
Right.
thing, and-
oh no, I mean, look, we won't know it. Maybe we will when we're super old.
I mean,
But people will reflect back on the period, let's say from 2015 to now or whatever, when this period ends, and they're going
Right.
to go, this was a historical
Yeah,
period in the United States
that
right
went
here.
down.
Yeah, a lot of shit happened right here. You know, this is where the rubber met the road, you know, and who knows what's going to come out on the other side of this wash, but there's stuff coming out
Oh,
on
for
the other
sure.
side of the wash.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? All right, let's do this, shall we?
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Buying lunch on a dumb guy's knee, or a big aardvark drowning some money. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny. What? This shit
It's not
ain't
funny, Luke. You're right. And if people laugh, they have real problems and they need to deal with them.
That's a jam, man.
Yeah, this is a bad but good story. A hiker was lost in the backwoods of British Columbia for more than 5 weeks. He's now been found alive. Sam Benestick, he's 20. He was reported missing back in October after he failed to return from a 10-day fishing and hiking trip in the Rocky Mountains.
Wow.
Authorities had called off the search and the rescue efforts because it had been so long and temperatures had dropped at times to -4 degrees. He was found on Tuesday by 2 people headed to a lake trail who recognized him as the missing hiker coming towards them. Given all the time he was missing, different outcomes has been feared. We're very grateful. The family's thrilled. He had simply gotten lost.
Wow.
Police said he stayed in his car a couple days, then walked to a creek where he camped for 10 to 15 days. At the time he went missing, he was equipped with a tarp, a backpack, and a few supplies. He then moved down the valley, built a camp and shelter in a dried out creek bed. Winter conditions ramped up with snowfall, and eventually he made his way to the area where he flagged down the rescuers. Man, that would,
so it doesn't even sound like he was really hurt. He was just lost and
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, think about how long he's been gone.
I
Just
mean,
the fact
yeah,
that he
but-
was able to survive it was,
That's one of
That's
my
pretty
worst
great.
fears in the backcountry of Montana is getting lost out there like that. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
That'd be
oh,
terrible.
I bet it would be. I mean, it'd be so easy to get
Yeah.
completely turned around in that
Yeah,
amount of,
you realize how spoiled you are out there because there's absolutely no phone
nothing.
signal.
Right.
And so when you just got the sun and your cardinal directions to go off of, and how quick you can get turned around.
wow.
Like, yeah, I need that iPhone. GPS.
Yeah.
I need the
Yeah.
Google Maps.
No doubt about it. All right. The latest targets of anti-Semitic attacks spreading through Western Europe were Jewish teens and kids in the UK. On Thursday, 2 buses carrying students from a London Jewish school were attacked by a swarm of people who were hitting them with rocks, swearing, saying, F Israel, nobody likes you, F off, you bitches. They were filming us like they were enjoying it. There were lots of people in the street, nobody trying to stop them. After the 4 teens got off the bus, they began throwing heavy rocks at the buses. An 11-year-old student said, I don't know where they got them from. Maybe they had them in bags. None of us knew what to do. They were all swearing at us, videoing us. We didn't know what we were going to do. Man, that's crazy.
That is.
Wow.
I mean, look, no matter, regardless of whatever beliefs you may hold, kids
Yeah.
they're kids, man.
Right.
And kids are assholes, by the way. I mean, they are mean to each other, without a doubt. We all know that, I think. Yeah, it's hard to imagine. Who's going to throw rocks at buses? And I mean, that's just crazy to me. I don't know, man. All right, let's see what else is going
And
on.
really, like, even further though, I want to know how the kids are getting brought to this opinion, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Like you're telling me that no, like that they should, hate the Israels or the Jewish kids,
Right.
whatever they're going after. Like as a kid, you're not thinking. At least I wasn't thinking about that stuff when I was a kid. I can't imagine these kids are. It just makes me wonder.
It's a different world over
Yeah.
there.
yeah, it is different. It really is. Oh no, hold on. I needed that story. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can grab it from another source. Hold on.
Latasha says she's got an electric car. Speaking about the electric cars, she's got an electric car as a rental once.
Yeah.
She says the battery drains too fast. Using the features of the car drains it faster. It gave her anxiety. You never know whether how far you're going to make it and where you can charge
Yeah, I
it.
could see that. I could see where it would. Yeah, absolutely. All right. A Utah child care center was shut down in early December after a child's toes were severed by a lawnmower accident. Yeah, that's right. Shandara Child Care in Cedar City had to close down by December 4th, according to the Utah Department of Health and Human Services. The child care center didn't immediately return a comment or anything, but the inspector said that a staff member had mowed the back lawn with 14 kids present. During this incident, a child was seriously injured, multiple toes were severed, and the child required emergency surgery.
Oh my God.
They also found other issues, improper ratios, not reporting accidents. They allowed 2 infants to sleep in a baby bouncer chair instead of cribs. Just, a bunch of
Real shoddy place.
Yeah, shoddy place. But running over, severing the toes of a kid with a lawnmower, that's a tough day as a kid,
I mean, yeah, that's
just not good. To be honest with you, I don't like it. In a shocking and bizarre incident, 4 individuals were arrested in Delhi in connection with a gruesome murder that appears to be linked to superstition and black magic. The police began their investigation after discovering a severed head in a drain.
Oh, wow.
That's always a good time to start the investigation.
right. Yeah,
You're a little late.
Yeah.
something might have happened here.
They've now arrested 4 suspects, all of whom are believed to practice occult rituals. And you think this stuff doesn't happen, huh? The accused are allegedly responsible for the murder of a 29-year-old man whose head was severed and used in occult practices. The severed head was later hidden in a drain after they became frightened. The severed head recovered at the drain near the metro station in Delhi. The decapitated body was found a few streets over. Although police arrested 2 accomplices of the main suspect, the head and primary suspect remained missing at that time, but they finally arrested all 4. According to the commissioner, the accused believed that obtaining a human skull would help them gain immense wealth through secret rituals. They targeted Raju Saw, a 29-year-old man who worked at a local restaurant near the market. His parents had passed away 15 years earlier. Over several days, the accused lured him into a friendship with promises of drugs and alcohol. That's always what lures me.
Right?
That'll get you.
That's the bait that lures me. I know that, so I feel for Raj. Raj, I'd be decaffeinated too, brother. You got some good weed and a drink? Yeah, I'm on the way, bro. Over several days, they lured him. He was strangled to death, hung from a ceiling fan.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ, dude.
Yeah. Then they severed his head and used it in the rituals. Many things apparently were perpetrated on the head during the ritual. Many things were perpetrated on the head during the ritual. You understand what I'm saying? I'm nodding my head up and down, and I'll shake it left and right. Do you understand that something went in the mouth of that head? That's all I'm going to tell you. And that was apparently part of the ritual. Why it's part of the ritual, I don't know. Or was it? It may have just been what the guy said. No, this is part of the ritual. Y'all just watch.
Yeah.
You
Because everything else hasn't been crazy enough. Why the hell not?
Yeah. Are you sure, Raj? Is
Right.
that part of it? Yeah. So
That's today.
that's bad. That's bad.
Bad. Okay.
Crank it up and rip that knob off. Actually, glue that knob back on.
Before your wife gets home.
What the hell happened?
Son of a...
All right. Well, it's been an awesome day. I want to first of all mention Titan Roofing Company, man. if you're in need of a roof, go to TitanRoofingCompany.com. Jeremy and Josh over there, very good people, and they do great work. And what they can do is they get things approved others won't. So if you had some roof damage, maybe you got turned down on your claim, call Titan Roofing Company or go over to TitanRoofingCompany.com. Let them come out. They specialize in getting those kind of claims approved. And then you can get a new roof for a deductible. And that's a lot better than dropping 10 or 20 grand out of your pocket.
Yeah.
I promise you that. The other thing you want to do, and boy, it ain't the time of year to have your heat go out. You've gotten a little taste of it here and there. Don't let it mess up if you're having a heat problem. Reach out to CabotMechanical.com. David Lindsay over there. They'll take very good care of you. They're very honest. I've told the story too many times already, but I was going to buy a new air unit, at least according to the guy that came before David. David said, you don't need that, $187. We'll get this thing done. And as he saved me about, $9,000 that day, I thought, I kind of like this guy, and I'm going to stick around. And I've used him ever since, not just at one house, but at 2 different houses now. He's worked for several of my clients, and he's really great. They're great. So go to CabotMechanical.com. What do you got going the rest of the day, Bundy? What's up with you, man?
Oh man, I'm going to be working in the city today, over off Reservoir Road, and got some paperwork to top up for some of your clients off of
Great.
Lynch over there.
Yes.
And man, just working.
I love this client that you're talking about because it's one of those cases where they're a brand new to investing in homes.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
This is their first investment home they purchased here. And so it's been really interesting helping them through the process and helping them figure out, how it works, how it's different than TV and, the things that happen in the real world when you do these projects, because it's not all glitz and glamour and money.
Right.
It may seem like it, when you watch HGTV,
Right.
Flip
That's all
this
they show.
house, and
Yeah.
they don't show you the 18 things that were, cost
All the
them
behind the
3
scenes
times
shit.
more because they didn't know.
Yeah.
It was really cool helping them out.
They
So
seem like nice people yesterday.
they are super nice. He talked kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger a little bit.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's great. What do you got going the rest of the day, Rich?
Oh man, go home, work the what we call the shoot job, the regular job,
Yeah.
and just hang out around the house, catch up on some things. I'm trying to maybe possibly move a little closer to this area. So
That's what I was hearing you say earlier. You're thinking about coming to the Rock.
Yeah, just ready for a change of scenery. And
Yeah, come on
honestly,
down.
man, Hot Springs is getting expensive to live in.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Oh, dude, so crazy. Like,
Wow.
you can't even find, and I consider myself lucky, but you can't even find a 2-bedroom apartment in Hot Springs for below like $1,300 now.
Wow.
Really?
It is insane.
That is crazy.
It is, yeah. And I'm just, it's just not time
Why?
for I don't know. I really don't know.
Have a lot of people, as the expansion of Oaklawn brought a lot of new people in or something?
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if they're just trying to shove out the undesirables or what, but like you're not only getting rid of, the crackheads or anything, you're getting rid of the average Joe working guy that
We just want rich people here, not you.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
not
like-
you. We
like
don't want you here,
the
Rich.
village is taking it over or something. I don't
I
know.
will say I'm pretty avid at the horse track during the season.
Are you?
And I can definitely tell in the last couple of years since they put that expansion that it used to be, 1-2 races out of the year. It was a packed house. and now
Yeah.
It's almost every race. of the
Yeah.
season. It is
Okay,
full
so that
down there, yeah.
expansion
Well, maybe
may
that's
be
what it
part
is
of
then.
it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, well, not only do you have the people coming, but you have employees.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
When you have a big gaming operation,
Yeah.
there are a large number of
Yeah.
employees
Yeah.
involved, and that
The number of people that stay there just for the horses, they've got, I don't know if we've done a tour of Oaklawn. If you get there real early in the mornings before
Yeah.
the races, they'll give you a tour. And they essentially have a whole small village on the other side of the track.
okay.
The houses, the trainers,
yes,
the riders,
Right.
the jockeys, the owners. So for one horse, just right there, you've got 3 people that are living on site or at least semi on site throughout the year.
Yeah, and that's not counting all the ancillary people that
Yeah,
are,
yeah, exactly.
around
The
town
stall,
otherwise.
yeah.
And what time does this game start at tonight that we got this bet on now?
Ooh, I don't know. I think 6:30, 7, something
That's
like
right. They bet on the, what is it, Michigan and
that. Michigan
Arkansas.
and Arkansas.
Yeah.
They're playing in New York tonight for the Jimmy V Classic, so it'll be a fun
Who
game.
is Jimmy V?
I have no idea.
Okay. The The Jimmy V Classic.
Yep.
Yeah, Jimmy V could be a Nazi for all we know. I don't know. I'm celebrating. I don't know who he is.
But
I hope he's not, but
yeah, surely not.
I'm certain he's probably, chances are highly against it,
Right.
but you never
Of course,
know.
Yeah.
outside of that, just working on some Ark and Brawl stuff.
Yeah, baby, that Ark and Brawl.
Yeah, chair shot versus the table shot. That's the
That's the bet. Yep, that's what we agreed
All
on.
right, all right.
See.
Well, I will be doing some real estate work. I've got a couple different showings today, but
nice.
I do have time this week if you are just thinking about purchasing a home, maybe you're a first-time buyer or you want to sell a home. I've got some availability this week where I can get with you and help you out. And I promise you this, we'll find you a good house and we'll have fun doing it, or we'll sell your damn house. I'll tell you that. Just reach out to me. You can reach out on Facebook. You can reach out at patrickandthepeople.com. You can call me 575-5485. That is this phone right there.
Nice.
There it is. This iPhone.
Direct line.
That is a direct line,
Nice.
and I'm probably insane to put it out, but there it is. If you want to reach me, you want to talk about real estate, let's do it. Otherwise, we will be back tomorrow with an exciting show, and
Hey,
we're
just
very thankful. Yeah.
Right before we get off, I wanted to give a shout out.
Hey,
to one of our-
let's rephrase that.
Yeah. Get off the air. Get off the air.
Thank you.
Get off the air.
Thank you.
I just want to shout out one of our co-hosts who's been busting his ass the past week, Aaron Redden, man. He's doing some
Oh,
work
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
city, bro. Give it to him because he's walking the walk, dude. He's getting shit done out there.
No,
Love to
man.
see it,
Aaron
Congrats to
Redden and
him.
the van. If you're listening, if you're not helping
Reach
the
out.
van,
Yeah.
you should be helping the van. They are.
They just
When
sorry
it
about a
comes
month.
when it comes to donating money, if you want to donate money to a place where 100% of that money is going to go to exactly what you imagine it would go for, that's where you do it. Because I guarantee you, that's exactly what's happening with the money.
There's no bullshit with Aaron.
No,
man.
there's
He's doing
zero.
the work, and like I said, just boots on the ground.
Yeah.
No, they're just
shit
helping
happen.
people, making sure they don't freeze to death, making
Yep.
sure they get medical attention, make sure they get mental help if possible. I
Yep.
mean, helps them get back into society, to a job, to apartments. I mean, they're doing the real work that needs to be done that all of us, for whatever reason, aren't doing. You
Right.
know what I mean? I
Right.
mean, I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
So
That's
if
how
you
it
want to
is.
help something good and you want to know where your money's going to go 100%, go to the van.
Yeah.
And
Shout
you'll
out
be
to
happy.
Aaron, man. Thank
Yeah.
you to Aaron for all he does.
Aaron Redden's a boss.
Yep.
All right, y'all. We'll see you
Y'all take
tomorrow.
care.
See you tomorrow.